KNDY.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Marysville Bulldog football on KNDY 94.1 FM, 1570 AM, and streaming live on your app, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I'm Jason Brenniger. We're going to be bringing you the action alongside my partner, Brian Crott. We are at Pat Landau Memorial Field, Homer Hanson Stadium in Marysville, Kansas, where your Bulldogs 0-1 on the season. Losers a week ago, 14-7 to Abilene. We'll take on the 1-0 Wamego Red Raiders in NCKL League action. We will have pregame for you right here, right after the coaches show.
Update your home today with a new look from Feldkamp's Furniture Mart. See their tremendous selection of living room, dining room, and bedroom sets and furniture, as well as bedding, accent pieces, appliances, and more. Flooring choices with professional installation are available to complete a new look from start to finish for a single room or your entire home. Financing options for any budget up to 24 months with no interest, as well as free delivery, making buying local easy. Shop Feldkamp's Furniture and Flooring in Marysville today.
Tension Envelope, the leader in envelope and packaging solutions, is currently looking to hire new members to its staff. With a great work schedule and benefits package, Tension Envelope might be for you. Don't believe me? Well, how about some of the experts at Tension convince you?
My name is Josh Schoenberger. My duty is an adjuster at Tension Envelope. We work 3 days on, 1 day off, 3 days on, and then 7 days off for the majority of the jobs that are down here at Tension.
Well, hi, I'm Deb Logus, and I've been here 43 years. I am a plate maker right now is what I'm doing. They take good care of us. We've got good benefits.
Head on over to their website for more information on open positions, or call their Marysville location to find out for yourself if Tension Envelope is right for you.
Tires aren't all the same, and neither are tire dealers. Find a dealer like Mike's OK Tire, who carries Michelin and BF Goodrich tires. Michelin offers safe, fuel-efficient, long-lasting tires that provide exceptional performance and extraordinary value. BF Goodrich tires are built for drivers looking for high performance and aggressive styling. Next time you need tires, don't deal with amateurs. See the tire experts. See Mike's OK Tire in downtown Marysville for tires, repair, alignment, and service.
Olmsted Real Estate and Auctions, your farm and home marketing team since 1976. Let the family team of Tim, Tom, and Rob Olmsted and brother-in-law Tom Kirkland guide you in your real estate experience of selling or buying a home or farmland. Olmsted Real Estate and Auctions is experienced in providing timely, professional, and honest service. Find them on the web at olmstedrealestate.com or call today at 785-353-2210.
Welcome into today's show. I am joined now by head coach of the Marysville Bulldogs, Tony Trimble. Tony, you had a tough game last time out, losing 14-7 to Abilene. You did accumulate over 200 yards rushing. How much confidence does that rushing attack give you?
Well, it was nice that we could do that. I felt really good at times about some things we did. Our one scoring drive that we did put together, we drove the ball pretty effectively for quite a distance and held the ball for quite a long time. And felt good about that. We had another drive where we felt like we should have scored. We drove down to the inside the 5 and didn't quite make it in the end zone on 4th down. But, I feel like there's a lot of good things there, but there's also a lot of good things that we can improve on to make us even better, and that the kids will start understanding now the importance of those things.
Listening to that game, it kind of sounded like, to me, one of the reoccurring factors was untimely penalties. After you've had a chance to kind of reflect over it and watch this film, what did you take away from it?
Well, we had that conversation with our kids at practice last night that, our offense isn't built to be behind schedule. We can't get behind the chains with penalties and things like that. We were fortunate a couple times in Abilene to be able to overcome those kind of obstacles, but our offense isn't really designed for those kind of things, so it's very important that we remain mentally tough and mentally focused and try to eliminate penalties and mistakes that are going to hurt us in the long run.
Having kind of a veteran team with some more seniors on there than to be expected, a loss like this, have they kind of taken over that locker room and got the boys refocused again for week 2?
You know, our kids have had a good attitude through this whole process, and they know there's growing pains. Unfortunately, I think we saw some of those pains Friday night. We were unable to execute a few times that we needed to, and but I think our seniors have had great attitude. They've continued to be positive and excited about what we're trying to accomplish, and they've been great leaders the entire time I've been here for the rest of those kids.
Wamego, your upcoming opponent for Friday night, a potent offense down there in Wamego, scored 45 points their last game out. What's the plan or key defensively on that side of the ball?
Their speed is really good. They got a lot of great athletes. I think the thing about them is if you can try to eliminate some of the big plays, make them work for long periods of time, hopefully they'll make mistakes somewhere along the way and give yourself an opportunity to get the ball back. But they're a very good football team. We've got to obviously improve upon where we were week 1 if we're going to go out there and do the things that we hope to do Friday night. So we just got to try to eliminate the big plays, I think, is the main thing.
And a kind of a change in scheme, too, as well. Wamego likes to toss it around the yard. Does that affect your game planning at all?
Well, not really. One of the best defenses that our team like ours has is to control the clock, put together long drives on offense, keep the ball out of their hands entirely. So if we can put together some possessions where we can take time off the clock and get points at the same time and keep the ball out of their hands, we feel like we have a chance to battle.
Like you hit on a little bit before, that is what your offense runs on, is clock control and not being put behind schedule. Hopefully you guys can fix those mistakes and come out with a W this week. Tony, I appreciate you again, and thank you again. We'll talk to you next week.
All right. Thank you, Max.
In the market for a new pickup, the Nortis Motor Company has a 2022 Silverado 1500 custom 4-door 4-wheel drive. $1,500 off manufacturer's suggested list. And a 22 Silverado 1500 LTZ 71. It's a 4-door 4-wheel drive. $2,000 off manufacturer's suggested price at the Nortis Motor Company in Marysville.
Bulldog football just about 7 minutes and 10 seconds away from kickoff. Jason Brenniger and Brian Kroc going to bring you the action this evening. And Brian, we've doubled our space here. We have 2 booths instead of the 1, but then we got people just coming in left and right and taking over our space here. What's going on?
It's nice not having to be so close to you.
Right.
I won't be sweating on you, but I'm sweating all over myself. But man, I like this. I like the space. I love looking at this field.
Isn't that something? I mean, it's just year 2 of this brand new turf field here at Pat Landau Memorial Field at Homer Hanson Stadium. And it makes it easier to call the game. We were down in Abilene a week ago, and let's get to that right now. In Abilene, this Marysville Bulldog team, brand new scheme, brand new coach, but a lot of the same players. So these players are being asked to do different things. Rhett Williams going from receiver to running back. Peyton Smith going from tight end to running back. Rook Williams staying at quarterback, but a whole different type of offense that he's being asked to run. There were some mistakes on offense a week ago, some very untimely penalties, a couple of fumbles, turnovers that really cost us. And we're doing the national anthem here, so we're going to go ahead and probably partake in that. We'll be right back with more pregame right after this.
Cromie Lumber in Marysville and Washington offers sales, template, and installation of countertops, including quartz, solid surface, and corian. Visit CromieLumber.com or stop in 609 Carolina in Marysville or 200 Ballard in Washington. For your next kitchen remodel project, see Cromie Lumber in Marysville and Washington.
If you're a driver over 50, it may be time to switch your auto insurance. The AARP Auto Insurance Program from the Hartford is now available through Copeland Insurance Agency in Marysville. Call today for your free, no-obligation quote. Learn more about special rates, benefits, and service designed especially for AARP members. Call the Copeland Insurance Agency at 619-6220. That's 619-6220. Certain policy features are subject to eligibility and may not be available in all states. Hartford Fire Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut.
Okay, pardon that interruption, but if you've hung around us at all while we do these games, Brian and I are both big fans of the pageantry that comes with high school football, the band, the national anthem, just the being fired up, the player introductions, all that stuff is just a lot of fun, and it's a very important part of the game, and we wanted to be a part of it, and so thank you for letting us pause that there for you. Now, back to the pregame. Offensively, I thought a week ago that all of the issues with the Marysville offense were Marysville offense issues, meaning completely correctable and probably quickly so. I think you're going to see a lot less penalties this evening, and I think you're going to see better ball control. Defensively, where they really got hurt was in the secondary, some people being out of position. I think that also is very correctable, and you should look for that to be a big issue tonight because I think Wamego likes to throw it around a bit.
Yeah, we were just having a conversation about this. I talked to Coach Trimble this week. He said they've got a lot to learn, but he said they're really receptive to it. I was nervous about maybe this group being a little wild, kind of being set in their ways. No, he said they are very receptive, and they're on.
And that's awesome. Now, Wamego, Hayden Oviatt is the starting quarterback on paper. Hayden Oviatt is an Army commit. He's so successful as a high school football player, he got to do a signing day selection. He, unfortunately, is out for an extended period of time with a broken lower extremity. I'm not sure if it's leg or foot or where it's at, but he's out tonight. Donahue's going to be the quarterback tonight. I think they like to fling it around with him. And when you're Wamego and the numbers that you have, just because they go to the number 2 doesn't mean you can take it easy.
Right. They did lose 60 pounds at the position because that Oviatt, he's about 210, 205. Colin Donahue, 150 pounds. Wet.
Yeah. So that's one of the things. That's one of the things we're definitely going to be looking at tonight is how is the impact of that transition. What does that mean? Especially with a week ago, if there was number one with a bullet with the complaint with the defenses, the secondary needed to play better. Number 2 was the tackling needed to be better. There was a couple of times where there was the Abilene quarterback could have and should have been sacked for a loss, or the Abilene running back should have been tackled at the line of scrimmage, but they would break those tackles. Or if you're the coach of Marysville, we'd say he didn't break anything. We just didn't finish the job. That job has to be finished tonight.
It will, and I thought you segued well into the Wamego starting lineup, so I'm just going to dive in.
Let's see what you got.
Okay, so we talked about Colin Donahue. He's a senior at quarterback, 150 pounds. At running back, they weren't even, the guys on the sideline weren't even real sure, but they said number 84, Porter Smith, he's a 150-pound junior. He's going to be your running back. Also running the ball is going to be number 26, Mason King. He could also play a tight end role. At wide receiver, you'll have number 22, Chase Cottom, and number 18, Pruitt Nolan, and number 6, Hagan Johnson, senior, and junior. On the offensive line, you have number 50, Dow. He's a junior, 195-pounder. Number 54, Cody Mayer. He's a sophomore, 175 pounds. 56, Braden Fulton, junior, 195 pounds. 74, Andrew Hildebrandt, senior, 240. 77, Eli Bergmeyer, senior, 230. That and Wamego Red Raiders are coached by Weston Moody. He's been around for a while. I think he's like in my graduating class, so the fact that he's been coaching for Wamego for a long time, that's impressive.
Very good. Yes, sir. So with the Marysville Bulldogs, let's start with the offensive line, and let's start with the big issue is that Thomas Behrens is out, and previously number 5, Dakota Slupianik's going to slide in at that. He's going to play 70. He's going to wear number 72 tonight because of that. Dakota, though, is a sophomore, 6'1", 230, so he's not going to be undersized there by any means. Along with him on that offensive line, Jondre Walton, he's going to play the guard. He's 6'2", 220. Braden Dorlcott is the center at 5'8", 245. Bo Urban is the left guard. He's 6'2", 240. And then Aston Schaefer, he's going to be the left tackle. He's 5'10", 215. That's what you've got on that offensive line tonight. Marysville skill positions. Devin Tomer plays one wide receiver, Colton Shoddy at the other. You'll see Blake Spicer out there as well as along with Tristan Bettamore. Your halfbacks in this double wing formation, Rhett Williams, number 8, Will Otot, number 11. Those are your, number 1. Will's number 1. Rook is the quarterback. Rook Williams, Rook and Rhett, the twin brothers, seniors this year. And then Peyton Smith, the fullback. And Peyton had a great week a week ago, nearly over 100 yards rushing and the one sole touchdown.
Marysville won the coin toss, elected to receive. They're going to have the sun at their back, which in these early games is a big deal because it's only a one-quarter thing. So,
and that's very interesting that they were able to obtain both of those, ball and being able to have the sun at your back.
Yeah.
Now, Marysville isn't going to throw a lot, so it shouldn't affect them much. But if Wamego's going to throw, they're going to be seeing that sun in that first quarter as they do it. Now, the quarterback is the one going to be seeing in the sun. Most of the time, those receivers are going to be turning back away from it to catch the football. So we'll keep an eye on that. But special teams played a big factor a week ago, and they should all year long for this Marysville team. Peyton Smith is a weapon at punter. Jack Lauer is a weapon at both kickoff and extra points, and he's got range probably theoretically to 48, 52 yards, really.
Wow.
I mean, that's theoretical, don't get me wrong, but he can tee it up from about the 42, and he can make some of those.
And he's here just to kick. He's not cleared for contact.
That's right.
So he's here just for that.
And a great story with respect to that. I mean, because as I was talking about, I said Bryson Denimore, somebody said, thank you for listening and thank you for correcting me. But I'm going to tell you what, if you're going to try and correct me all night long, you are in for a busy night.
I love it. Do it.
Now, Bryson's done and graduated, so we'll go with Ian Denimore at that wide receiver position. Now, Marysville, Porter Sparks was one of the deep men a week ago. He got hurt on Monday night. He's going to be out for some time. Who we got back there tonight?
I think Otot's the far one, and I can't tell who the close one is.
I think that is Rhett.
That sounds right.
So here we go. Take it away, Brian.
Here's your kickoff. Wamego deep. I think it's Otot. Catches it at the 1. Has to pick it up after he drops it. Only gets out to the 15 as he's tackled. Very good special teams by Wamego.
See, this was a major issue a week ago for the Marysville Bulldogs. Their typical starting position was somewhere between the 15 and the 25, while they were giving Abilene short field after short field after short field. And finally, although the defense played well, gave up a couple of touchdowns on those shorter fields. Marysville's going to have to take advantage or choose the disadvantage of the long field, see if they can get a long drive here, at least take some time off the clock.
Marysville first down. Hosting Wamego, first home game of the year.
Wamego in that all-white, white helmet, red numbers.
Brooke Williams under center. Man in motion. Handoff up the middle to fullback Peyton Smith. It's going to go for 3 yards up to the 18.
Which is exactly what this is designed to do. As I did the stats a week ago, Peyton never went for less than 3 yards.
Wow.
And there were times it would be 3, 3, 4, 4, 3, 3, and then all of a sudden 10, 12. And that's what's going on here. That's what this offense is all about. Marysville, of course, all black, all white a week ago, Brian. It was really kind of neat to see.
Yeah.
All black this week.
Rook gets the snap. Looks like a handoff up the middle again. And just as you jinxed Peyton Smith, he only gets a yard.
Wamego's running a 3-4 defense. If you're watching this and you're listening to me, you're saying, no, there's 5 people on the line of scrimmage. That's not how it works. The 3 down linemen are your 3. Then there's 4 linebackers. 2 the outside linebackers are walking up, but they're playing the linebacker spot. Now they're back.
Yeah.
Now they're up. And that free safety has come flying up, too.
Marysville gets the other team to jump, but they didn't move the ball, and there was no neutral zone infraction. 4 seconds on the play clock, 3rd and 6.
We're going to take an early timeout here. We'll stay with it, though. We're pretty good on our spots. Brian, it's been 10 months since we've worked together.
Yeah.
As we were talking about pregame, I'm very comfortable with this part of it. Working with the technology always makes me a little bit nervous, but we got through it. We're on the air. Here we are, week 2 on the season. Brand new scheme. Last year's scheme, Dustin Hoyer's scheme was still option based, but it was spread option out of the shotgun. This is a quarterback under center and 2 wing backs that one or the other is almost always in motion. And last week they had some success with basically a double dive. They would dive to Peyton and then pull it and then give it to Rook coming through the second guy. And it was so confusing. It was very, very difficult to see from up here who had the ball. And you can only imagine that misdirection, what it does to the defense.
Yep, for the guys who have been watching Marysville football a long time, think of Holton and the way Holton ran their offense. I don't think they still do that anymore, but so much deception. It's always going to be a run until it isn't, and then you're beat for 40 yards.
And that's exactly what this offense is all about, is to to caught fleet.
Here's your 3rd and 6 play. Play action pass, and Wamego did not get fooled at all.
Yeah, Rook's going to lose. Was depending on the spot.
Yeah. But 19, give him -9.
Yep.
From the 19 to the 10.
That's going to bring up a 4th and long deep in their own territory. And this is where Peyton's foot comes into play because he has the ability to flip this field position. Interestingly enough, the Wamego players are at about the Marysville 42 or 43. And if Peyton gets a hold of one, he's going to go over their heads.
Yep. There's your kick.
Oh,
it's
line drive.
Fielded right at the 45. Not much hang time. Ran up to the 35 of Marysville. Got down about the 32.
Hagen Johnson is the return man there. He's a 150-pound senior. He gives Wamego incredibly plus field position here. But yeah, when I said if he gets a hold of one, unfortunately, Peyton did not get a hold of that one.
If it gets by the guy, I mean, it's going to go down to the 20.
Yep.
But because it was a line drive, but caught smartly by the Wamego return man.
And they did have 2 return men, so that's some teams employ a 1 return man strategy. Wamego employs a 2. They'll go out of the spread, twins to the far side, 1 wide receiver to the near side, and then basically a quarterback in shotgun formation with a wing in front of him and then a tailback behind him. You don't see this one quite.
No. Colin Donahue's the quarterback. 5 yards back. He calls for the snap after some motion. Play action pass. Pass to the running back, Hagen Johnson. He's up to the 20. 15, still on his feet.
Yeah, and so that's going to be a run.
Yep, backwards pass. Up to the 14. So give him from the 31 to the 14, 17 yards.
If you say so.
First down.
Just a swing pass out to the flat, and he was the motion man coming across from the twin set, wasn't he?
Yeah, yep. He was a wideout, and then he came into it and became a tailback. Donahue in shotgun, calls for a motion man, hands it to the motion man, gets up to the 10. I don't think there's going to be anybody between him and the goal. Touchdown, Wamego. 2 plays and they're in.
Chase Cottom, number 22, 150-pound senior wide receiver, just took that on the end around and was just untouched. So not a good start here for the Marysville Bulldogs.
14-yard run by Chase Cottom. We're just a few minutes into the game.
2 plays, 31 yards. Even though Donahue threw the ball, 2 run plays. They'll tee it up for 1 here.
Here comes your extra point. There's your snap. Kick is up. Looks good. 7-0 Wamego out to an early start.
Landall Company's success story continues to be written by their loyal and dedicated team members. Landall congratulates their employees on another successful year with an incentive bonus of 12.76% or 6.64 weeks of pay. With many career opportunities available, Landall offers career advancement, stable employment, and benefits that include profit sharing, $2 per hour shift differential, 4% attendance bonus, fuel allowance, comprehensive health insurance, and much more. Start your new chapter at Landall today. Apply online at landall.com. An equal opportunity employer welcoming vets and disabilities.
Welcome back to Homer Hanson Stadium at Landall Memorial Field. Great to be back here under the Friday Night Lights. Unfortunately, this game has not started the way Marysville was hoping.
No, and some of the same kind of issues is that, poor starting field position for Marysville, very positive starting field position for their opposition, people out of position defensively, a huge mistake on offense. You had the 3rd and 5 or the 3rd and 7, and Rook went out to pass, and before he could even start his rollout, he had 2 guys in his face. So nothing seems to be corrected from a week ago at this point in the ball game. But we're only at 9:31 to go. 2.5 minutes into the football game. Yeah. Plenty of time to adjust. If you remember a couple of years ago, of course, all different players on both sides of the football, but Marysville was down at Wamego early on, 14-0, maybe to 21-0, and they came back and won that football game. So it's high school football. Momentum swings and shifts, but right now Marysville's got to do something to turn the tide back into their favor.
Wamego was my second game of my high school career. We were down 21-0 at half. So there you go. Here's your Wamego kickoff, second kickoff, into the sun. Otot and Williams back to receive. It's over the head.
Yeah, into the end zone. I think that's Noah Fickey, number 28, the kicker.
Perfect, thank you. Fike, Noah Fike.
Is it?
It is.
Okay.
They argued on the sideline over Fickey or Fike.
Okay.
We decided Fike. And this is me and Wamego's coaching staff.
All right.
Yeah. All right, Marysville takes over 1st and 10. This time out at the 20, 5 yards better than last possession.
And still, in my mind, very much negative position from the high school standpoint.
Yep. There's your snap. Handoff to Peyton. How about you went backwards?
Yeah, there's certainly no gain there.
Yeah, getting back to the line of scrimmage is generous, which they did say that he did. 9 minutes to go here in the first quarter, so we're just 3 minutes in. Marysville, I believe, have negative total yards.
5 plays, negative 5 yards at this point in time. Or 4 plays, negative 5 yards for the Marysville offense. A couple of hands in the air, like, what do you want here? A little bit of confusion. Hopefully that gets worked through. Marysville doesn't huddle. They get to play from the sideline based upon a set of coordinates, essentially, and they check their wristbands and go to the playbook.
Here's your 2nd and 10 play. Man in motion. Handoff inside. Once again, nothing or even backward.
Now, that one's, I don't think they're going to give him to the line of scrimmage on that one.
Now, the side judge says -3.
And that's going to be your spot. Maybe, minus full 3 there.
Yep. So the offensive line of Marysville are just getting
That's correct.
bad.
That is correct.
3rd and 13 coming up. Wamego up 7-0.
I think it's early, and we've talked about it a lot already. But I think it's very much worth reiterating that this is not an offense designed for 3rd and 13. This is an offense designed for 3rd and 3.
Yeah. Here's your 3rd down play. End around. It's Otot. Cuts it up. Makes a couple guys miss. He's going to get past the original line of scrimmage, but not a whole lot more.
No, nice game by Otot of about 7, but he needed 13.
Yeah. Given 6 officially because 4th and 7 from 3rd and 13. So another punting situation for the Bulldogs.
Will Otot, just a sophomore. Bright future as a Marysville player.
Mm-hmm. Heck of a basketball player, as are most of these guys out here. Here's your snap to Peyton Smith.
This is a much better kick.
Higher kick. Hits the ground, which is huge. It's back to the Wamego 30, inside the 30, down to the 27. Huge kick. From the 23 to the 27.
Yeah, that's the leg that Marysville relies on with Peyton Smith to flip the field position here. Field position is relevant in that high school football, it's hard to sustain drives. Usually a 7-play drive is a long one. And 7 plays here, you'd like to think that they're going to stall out around the 45 or the 40 and not get all the way into the end zone.
And just to add on to the poor field position for Wamego, there's an illegal block in the back.
Oh, goodness.
On a dead play.
On a play that if you did block nobody at all, that had the same result for you.
So I believe that's half the distance to the goal, right? Or no, 10 yards.
Looks like just 10 yards from the touchdown point. So that's going to start them from the 17 instead of the 27. Hopefully that field position switch is what Marysville needs to get going here. Right now, it doesn't seem like they don't seem to have that fire in their belly like they need in order to compete here.
Goes down for about 70-yard punt. Won't go in the stat book that way, but that's how the field position flipped. 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. Wamego up a touchdown with the ball. There's the snap. Hand off to an end around. He gets hit hard by Rhett Williams.
No, don't do that.
Rhett Williams is looking down, maybe had something to say, releasing some frustration on number 22, Chase Cottom, who has the touchdown for Wamego.
I thought that was 84 Porter Smith.
Oh, was it? I just saw Cottom get up
what
from
I
that
had.
area. That's fine.
But still, a gain of 5.
Wamego in shotgun. 2nd and 5 play. Man in motion has caught him. Hand it off to him. This one for sure has caught him. He's got a first down.
Stayed on his feet all the way out to the 30.
Plus, yeah, give him almost 10 yards. Let's see, the 22 to the 31. Give him 9. So Wamego has ran every single one of their players, or every single one of their plays outside
To
of
the
the
edge.
tackles.
Yep.
So they have a read that they're faster than Marysville, and they're going to beat us to the edge. And so far, they are correct.
Yeah, that outside linebacker play becomes huge. Number 2, Tristan Schaefer.
Yep. There's your snap. Play action pass. It's dropped. Wide open receiver.
Yep. Noah. Mike.
That's Mason King, number 26.
26, not 28.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, Mason King, he's listed as a tight end / running back. Junior, 215 pounds. Goes right off his hands.
Donahue, well, it did go off his hands, you're correct, but Donahue kind of overshot.
A little high.
If that was just about 2 foot lower,
Yep.
It'd be inexcusable not to catch. As it was, it still goes down as a drop.
Yep.
Helps Marysville here, 2nd and 10. First time that Wamego's been behind the chains.
Man in motion, as there is on almost every play. There's your snap. Handoff. Coming our way. Oh, great play.
Peyton.
Great play by Peyton Smith. He's going to hold the running back to a 1-yard gain.
And Peyton Smith tackling Porter Smith there. I doubt if there's any relation, but I got P. Smith on both of my running back charts here.
There you go. 3rd and 9. Like Jason just said, Wamego finally behind the chains. However, they have multiple plays for double digits.
This is a big, big play early in this ball game. 5:25 and counting. Marysville down 7-0. Each team with 1 possession. This is Wamego's 2nd possession here, and a chance for the Marysville defense to get off the field.
Donahue gets the snap. It's a pass. Rolls out to the far side. Players rolling with him. There's no one keying the quarterback, so he's going to run, and he's going to get right at 10 yards.
He's going to get it, I think.
Give him 11. Well, give him 10 because it was 3rd and 9, and he gets 1 yard past the chain.
That's unfortunate because it was covered well.
Yep.
And the problem is when you cover it well on a rollout, that typically does leave a lane for a speedy quarterback to go ahead and run, and that's exactly what happened there. Good decision by Donahue to pull it down and find that first down marker, fresh set of downs for the Wamego Red Raiders.
We don't know a lot about Donahue and his throwing capability, but it's clear that he is able to run. 1st and 10, Wamego at the 41-yard line. End around, caught by Peyton Smith in the background.
That's a good job. That was a good job by Peyton chasing that down. That was Hagan Johnson, the ball carrier. He's going to go for -4.
Yeah, and I say caught as in he caught the running back, not the ball. Second and 14 coming up for Wamego. That was the first negative play, I believe, for Wamego.
For sure.
But a lot more promise here showing on this set of downs, last 2 set of downs for Marysville's defense.
Yeah, the defense has started to play a lot better.
Donahue with the back behind him, gets the snap. I think somebody moved early.
That's going to be a penalty against Wamego.
Yep, false start. Might have been against the center. I noticed a lot of people were moving and maybe the center wasn't.
Well, and that's the thing is that you can't go until the ball is snapped, and if the center doesn't snap it when he's supposed to, that's what happens.
Right.
2nd and 14 now becomes 2nd and 19. Marysville defense needs to key on these things.
Second penalty against Wamego.
Otot and Shoddy, the corners right now. Rook and Rhett Williams are the 2 deep safeties. Those are the guys that we're going to be keeping an eye on the next couple of plays here.
Colin Donahue, nobody behind him but a running back to his side. He drops back. It's very clearly a pass. Quick pass out to the other side.
Boom.
Not even going to get past or up to the original line of scrimmage, but he does get a decent amount of yards. What is that, 6 yards? Yep.
Who was the recipient there?
I couldn't tell. I was trying to read that as I was calling it.
caught it? 13 caught it. Thank you.
13 Brooke Weeks. He wasn't a listed starter. Why I didn't see his number.
We went for 6 there?
Yep, went for 6. It's now 3rd and 13.
So much going on.
Yep. Man in motion for Wamego. Throwing up the middle.
Got him in.
Oh.
He just looked up the field to see where he was going first and dropped it in and out of his hands. I think that's 22. Chase caught him.
It was Chase caught him. And I will tell you, when you're running a slant route up the middle of the field, you're worried about that backside safety who's about to deliver a blow to you.
Now, he checked where his surroundings were before he had the ball tucked away.
Yep.
And he had more than enough to move the sticks. But as it is, it's going to bring out 4th and 13 here and force Wamego to punt the football away. So sometimes it takes good defense. Sometimes it just takes good luck.
And Marysville, the beneficiary of some luck here. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Oh, and a bad punt. Get out of the way. Oh, they got a fortunate bounce.
Yeah, bounce toward Marysville end zone. Down to the 36-yard line. Marysville taking over 1st and 10.
So I hate to say I told you so, but remember when I talked about how field position matters, and you hope this play stalls after 7 or 8 drives?
Yep.
Or 8 plays? 8 plays in the punt.
There you go.
If you do that on a 30-yard field, you're looking at a score. But if you do it on a 75-yard field, you get the punt.
Right. Yep. That's exactly right. 1st and 10 for Marysville. They're down a touchdown. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Haven't had much going on offense.
6 plays, negative yards, no first downs.
Defense finally starting to get some stuff going. Here's your first down snap to Rook. Rook hands it off to the second guy, who's going to get 3 yards.
Yeah, that's Rhett, and it's basically double dive option is what it is.
Yep. Rhett starts off as kind of a wing or slot back. Off to the side, he's listed as a tailback, but he's in front of the fullback, which is odd to me.
So what they do is those wings are almost always in motion, and usually at the snap, that motion puts them in a position where they look a lot like either twin backs or I backs.
I formation.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They're going to go straight I formation this time.
Yep. Here's your 2nd down and 7 play. Fake to the fullback, hand to the second guy. It's basically the same play to our direction.
Yeah.
This time they lose 4 yards.
Yeah, that's wipe out the first down gain and then some.
Yep. 3rd and 11 now.
Just too much penetration up front, and those, the quick hitter plays are not working because the offensive line is not able to move the Wamego defensive line. That secondary play isn't working because there's not enough time. Any gap that there might be is closing before he can get through. So right now, all the credit to the Wamego defensive front. They are owning this football game.
And I messed up the stats for you. 2 yards on Rhett. It's actually 3rd and 9, not 11. The side judge on the far side readjusted. Here's your 3rd and 9 play. It didn't go to Peyton Smith up the middle, but I'm not sure who it did go to. Most likely Will Otot.
Rook ended up getting tackled with it.
Okay.
Yeah, and another -2. So 3 more plays and a negative 1 yard on this drive for Marysville, and another 3 and out. That's the 3rd in a row here in this first quarter that still has 1:09 and counting in it.
There's your snap. Peyton Smith. Another high bomb. Caught at the 24. Runs our way. He runs up to the 26. Really good coverage.
Well covered by Will Otot.
Yep.
So the tale of the tape so far is the Wamego defensive front. Offensively, Wamego went 32 yards on 2 plays in their first drive, but the second drive stalled out after 8 plays. Of course, the Marysville defense, fortunate recipients of a dropped pass that would have moved the chains. But just after a quick breather, this Marysville defense is right back on the field. And, Brian, you played high school football. You know as well as anybody who ever has, it is far more exhausting to play defense than it is offense.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Offense sets the pace. Defense just has to pin their ears back and go 100 miles per hour. 1st and 10, Wamego. They're up a score, still in the first quarter. Marysville with not much positive offensive yards, but get a good stop here.
Yeah. A good fight from the secondary push there from the Wamego running back.
Yeah, that was Porter Smith, P. Smith again. Should have been 1 yard, but his second effort makes it 3.
Yeah.
2nd and 7 comes up.
Slupionic met him right in the hole, and it was a good hit. And actually, it was a pretty good wrap, but Porter Smith just continued to drive his feet and get those 2 extra yards after contact. It's funny, you put Dakota out, take him out of that number 5 and put him in number 73. It looks like he put on 25 pounds.
Yeah. Yep. Here's your 2nd and 7 play. Goes to shotgun to Donahue. Handoff up the middle. Tackled for a loss. Peyton Smith leading the way.
Yeah, and the linebacker play, again, has gotten a lot better here from the early going into these last 2 series, both by Peyton and Dakota, and that's a huge factor in this football game.
That's the end of the first quarter. We're going to take a break. Wamego 7, Marysville 0.
Thank you for your support from RX Drug. Complete prescription service, plus medication and supplements are available from your locally owned and operated Health Mart pharmacy. Remember them as well for everyday health care and medical needs, convenience, and gift items too. Proud to support the Marysville community and make this our home as well. The professional pharmacists and staff at RX Drug in downtown Marysville welcome your business.
Every producer worth his salt knows you're paid to produce. Same in our business. As ag banking experts, we know how to help your operation be successful, how to grow your business, how to produce results. So when you need an ag banking specialist for any reason, talk to us. Like you. We're paid to produce. Citizens State Bank, Marysville, Waterville, and Hanover. Member FDIC.
We're just making a living, making things grow.
Welcome back, KNDY Radio at Homer Hanson Stadium on Landall Memorial Field. And, Jason, this first quarter, I would say, was all Wamego. What do you say?
Oh, absolutely. I think Marysville was pretty darn fortunate to be only down 7-0. It took a drop pass to really get them there. But the defense is starting to come alive, and that secondary is going to be put to the test right here in this play. And let's hope they're up to the task.
3rd and 9 for Wamego. Like I said, they're up a touchdown. Start of the second quarter. Rolling out the quarterback. He does pass. Caught. Not very many yards.
No.
He's going to get tackled right away.
I'm not sure that he gained any yards. I think you might have -2 here on the pass play.
-2. That was number 6, Hagan Johnson, as the receiver. So that time, Marysville successful on defense, not because of a fortunate drop, but instead because of their own doing.
Really well played, and that rollout is that what they've done in the rollout from before is they took away any running lanes for Donahue. He had no choice but to throw that football. Had a little bit of pressure on him. Not that he was at risk of being sacked, but he had nowhere to go.
Yeah. So excellent job, Marysville's defense adjusting. Now if the Marysville's offense can adjust, is going to determine whether the game's going to change. There's your punt. It's fair caught by
Rhett.
Thank you. He is at the 36-yard line where Marysville will take over first down.
So the offense has not been on track. 3 possessions, 9 plays, punt. I think they're still at negative yards here.
I'd be surprised if you told me otherwise.
The best play has been Will Otot for 6.
Wow. And that was on 3rd and 13.
Yes. Peyton 4 carries, 1 yard net. The playbook is not really that deep. It's a lot of option football. I wonder if they might go to the 2nd and 3rd choices in that option here on this series.
First down play, option,
ball
out. Flag comes right away. I think he might have got the face mask of Brooks, and that might have caused the fumble.
That's a huge penalty if it does.
No.
Holding and decline. 1 play, fumble. That went from...
Ball didn't move.
So it was 0 gain.
0 gain. From the 36 to the 36.
Well, if you thought that 3 and out was bad, I can get you worse.
Yeah.
We just saw it. So Wamego with the plus field position for the 2nd time in 4 possessions. 11:04 to go, second quarter. Wamego 7, Marysville 0. Wamego setting up shop inside the Marysville 40-yard line.
Marysville's defense right back on, although there's not a whole lot of personnel changes. 1st and 10, end around.
Smith again.
Yeah.
He's got 10.
Oh, his
12.
His big line just carries him. Give him 13 yards. Marysville does a good job standing him up. Oh, there's a flag. I see some laundry. for the referees to sort it out, but Wamego's walking backwards. Help me out there. What is this?
I thought that's no longer a penalty. Sideline warning. Okay. So that's. I don't think. I did not. I thought that aiding the runner was no longer a crime.
I know at every other level it's not. So aiding the runner, basically the runner's on his way down, and that was number 84, Porter Smith. He was on his way down, and they said that the line held him up.
Okay, so the penalty makes it 1st and 12.
So he gets the yard. No, it doesn't even. So it's when it happens first, I guess?
That's super strange to me.
It happened way sooner, but anyway. Our 1st and 12. Wamego calls for the snap. There it is. Run up the middle. Huge hole.
Big hole for Smith.
Not sure who brings him down. I'll tell you as soon as I get the numbers. Colton Shoddy, who's a cornerback.
So Smith goes from the 37
down to the 22. Give him 15 yards.
15 on that. 6 carries, 35 yards. Got a couple of. Well, I got one score for you here. Concordia 8, Abilene 7 at the end of the first.
Wamego's offensive line doing an excellent job moving Marysville's defensive front.
The other league game tonight, Clay Center, is at Chapman. We'll keep an eye on those for you.
10 minutes to go until halftime. Marysville just down a touchdown, but Wamego threatened to score again.
Smith again with a big gaping hole there.
Yep. Porter Smith with another big run. Almost 10 yards, give him 9. Jason Brenniger could probably pick up 5 yards in that.
Maybe 35-year-old Jason Brenniger. We won't talk about current incantation of him. Wamego, it's a spread offense to some degree, but it's also they use that slot back as like an extra lineman there. You have timeout here. We'll take a quick one with it. 7-0 Wamego here. 9:34 to go till half.
Take the worry out of ordering and refilling your propane tanks with Kramer Oil. Great people to work with. Their family has been serving your family since 1976. Customize your account with delivery and automatic refill, prepaid discount, or level billing options available. Hard work, integrity, and dedication to the community are hallmarks that Kramer Oil lives by and promise to deliver for you. Join the family today with a phone call to Kramer Oil in Marysville. Find them online at krameroil.com.
Welcome back to Homer Hanson Stadium, Pat Landau Memorial Field, inside Landau Family Sports Complex. Marysville Bulldogs, with their backs against the wall right now, down 7-0, and Wamego about to score again. 9.5 minutes to go until halftime.
I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all our Bulldog boosters. If you're not one and you want to be one, contact the studio, and they'll take care of you. You're listening to Bulldog Football on 94.1 FM, 1570 AM, and of course, just get the app, stream it live wherever you can find an internet connection, or use the data on your phone. You got nothing better to use that data for anyway, but to listen to us on Marysville Bulldog Football. Most of it is archived. You can pick it up whenever it's convenient for you, and listen to these pearly white voices here coming to you live.
2nd and 1 for Wamego. There's your snap. Handoff. And coming around, I believe it's
Smith again. He got enough for the first.
But not much more.
4 on that run.
So Marysville takes a timeout after just some ginormous holes were opening up on their defensive front. And I would say successful timeout. However, it's 1st and goal for just inside the 10.
Sometimes timeouts are called to stop the clock. Sometimes timeouts are called because you need to work a play. Sometimes the timeouts are called because you need to make an adjustment. And that was all about an adjustment, and we lost our banner.
Oops. Okay, 1st and goal for Wamego. Already up 7-0. Marysville's offense struggling. Defense.
What we got here?
Yep.
Something discombobulated.
Timeout Wamego.
Wamego. 9:03 to go in the first half. 7-0 Marysville. We're doing pretty good on our spots, so we're going to leave it right here. Go behind the scenes a little bit, Brian. We talked in the opener about how we've doubled our space here.
Yeah.
The press box has been painted. It's been painted freshly inside here. But some of the changes yet still to come would be windows that open well. It was a pretty toasty little spot in here when we got here to start this game, wasn't it?
It's cooling off. Yes, it was very hot when we got in here. The room next to us has an air conditioner, but it's hotter in there than it is. Yeah.
I think so. Well, there's so much in and out over there.
And servers now, giant servers that run the scoreboard and the computers.
Well, we're sure glad to have you. We're glad to bring you Bulldog football. I think I can't remember if this is year 10 or 12. It all kind of bleeds together, but Tony Trimble is the fourth head high school football coach that I've called games for at Marysville.
Fourth. Mm-hmm. I mean, Coach Warner was my guy. He was here for a really long time. I feel like it was at that time. All right, 9 minutes to go until halftime. Wamego back on the field. There's their snap. It's going to be a rollout pass. I think he's looking to run. No, he does pass late. He's got a receiver, number 6. Hagen Johnson catches the ball in the corner of the end zone, 10-yard throw and catch. Wamego up 13-0 now on Marysville.
Just a pure bootleg to the weak side, meaning that Donahue's a right-handed quarterback, and he rolled left. Looked, and it took so long, and that's why Brian thought it might be a run, but he found Hayden Johnson in the back of the end zone.
Here's your snap for the extra point. Seemed good from here, and it was called good. 14-0 Wamego. We'll be right back.
Your hometown partner with any do-it-yourself project is Hometown Lumber of Marysville and Axtell Lumber of Axtell. Serving the community for over 20 years, expert knowledge accompanied by a helpful smile and reassuring handshake will tell you you're in the right place. With all your building needs, they are ready to help you. Stocked with a full line of lumber and hardware to go along with tools, plumbing supplies, paint, and lawn and garden, you'll leave knowing you've made the right choice by stopping at Axtell Lumber and Hometown Lumber in Marysville.
Honeyman Auto Sales and Service. Drive by or check inventory online at honeymanauto.com. You can even schedule a test drive online as well. With lots of choices, Honeyman works to make yours the best buying experience with customer service a top priority. Competitive pricing, knowledgeable staff, and superior customer service right here at home. With a full service shop and a selection of both cars and trucks in all price ranges, see Honeyman Auto Sales and Service, East Pony Express Highway, Marysville, today.
Noah Feike to kick off for Wamego.
I thought you told me it was Feike.
Feike. I messed it up. I see it, and I think the same thing you do.
Yep.
And like I said, I was corrected by Wamego's bench. Here's your kickoff for Wamego. They're up 14-0. Brian Crott and Jason Brenninger bringing you the Marysville High School football action. It's caught on the 10 by Rhett Williams. Gets up to the 25.
And a pretty good return, but he missed his seam. He watches that on film. It wasn't a home run, but there were 6 to 8 more yards. Had he taken the seam that he thought he was going to take, he tried to bounce it out, and it just wasn't there. Not a huge deal, but field position has been a huge deal. Marysville worked very hard to flip the script, got that done, and then when they had decent field position, one play fumble gave it right away, and then Wamego took advantage of 2 short fields now. 4 possessions for Wamego, 2 touchdowns, both of those touchdowns on plus side field position.
Marysville, under center. It's Brooke Williams. Gets the snap, quick throw. I believe it was a forward throw to his brother. Fumble again. Now they say down, but make it an 8-yard gain, Williams to Williams.
That's Marysville's first pass attempt of the night. Goes good for 8 yards. Rook a week ago was not real sharp throwing the football. He has those skills. He has those capabilities. But a lot of his throws were in a desperation type setting where Abilene knew what was going to go on, and he couldn't find any openings.
It's a good play drawn up there. A little different than what we've seen. Like you said, it's not a very dynamic offense. It's pretty well, here's our plays, here's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Trying to stop it. Well, unfortunately, Wamego's stopping it, so they did try to change it up a little bit. Man in motion. Back to the dive up the middle.
A quick whistle there.
Yeah, that was a fortunate quick whistle.
Mm-hmm.
I think they thought Peyton Smith had it.
I would agree. Rhett told it.
Yep. Quarterback keeper for -3.
Yeah, Rook told it. -3, -4 carries, -4 yards for Rook running the football. Marysville yet to register a first down. 7:57 and counting in the second period here. Marysville on their 5th possession. 3 3-and-outs, and then 1 play and a fumble. Looks like Brett's going to come, or Rook is going to come all the way to the sideline here and get a discussion with his coach. They're probably going to wait, let this run down, and then take a timeout. I don't see any other alternative here.
Might be discussing
an
inadvertent whistle.
Okay.
Yep, inadvertent whistle. Repeat second down.
So you go ahead, because that's outrageous. The rule on inadvertent whistles is outrageous.
Yeah.
But why don't you go ahead and explain it before I blow my top?
So basically, because Rook was never tackled for a 2 or 3 yard loss, we get to try the down over again. Is there any more to it?
Well, no, that's it, but it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
It was better for Marysville that they blew the whistle than that they didn't.
Sure.
And so
it benefited us both ways.
It just makes no sense. I mean, I understand there has to be a rule because there is official error. It's going to happen. Sometimes you're going to blow the whistle when you shouldn't have.
Yep.
But it's so strange that it never happened. Well, but it did.
Yep. So now it's 2nd and 2. Very fortunate for Marysville. They go back to the fullback dive with Peyton Smith. He might be close to
He's going to be really, really close. I think they're going to mark him just a hair short.
That far side judge keeps, well, he was inching forward, now he's inching back. Both side judges are trying to agree. The one closest on Marysville's sideline is saying he got to the 35. The Wamego side says no.
No, it's going to be 3rd and inches here. So just give Peyton 2 on that run. 5 carries, 3 yards for Smith. Much tougher sledding for him than it was a week ago. Although the bigger games, the chunks started coming later, so that you're not going to see Tony Trimble and his staff go away from that play. It is going to be that play until they've either softened up that defensive line or they've used something off of it.
Timeout, Marysville. 7 minutes to go until halftime. We're going to take it with them. 14-0 Wamego.
Generations have relied on Kinsley's of Marysville, the Padden Funeral Chapel in Frankfort, Hanover Mortuary, Ward Funeral Homes of Lynn and Washington, and Landreth Axtell Funeral Home. You can continue to rely on the professional experience that they provide and the heartfelt concern that they offer each family that they serve. Caring concern in your family's time of need.
KNDY Radio, Brian Trott and Jason Brenniger bringing you Marysville High School football action here in Homer Hanson Stadium at Pat Landau Memorial Field. Marysville Bulldogs already down 14-0, 7 minutes to go until halftime.
So, Brian, you know, the way that high school football works is that you always want to win your league. Don't get me wrong. That's always part of it. But the district play is all that matters. This is a league game, but it is not a district game. Marysville's district starts next week against Chapman, which is also a league game. But the district games are all that really matters. If you could finish 1 or 2 in your district, you get a home game as game 9, and that's really all you're shooting for.
The goal for every team is to win state, and these first 2 games don't matter. And that's what Jason just said. 3rd and inches. Marysville under center, quarterback sneak, he gets it. Rook Williams, give him at least a yard, maybe 2.
And that's going to be Rook's best offensive run of the night. We'll give him 2 yards on that.
And Marysville's first down, right?
Yes, it is.
There we go. It starts with the first one.
So Rook went -9, -2, 0, and now his first positive carry of the night moves the chains for the first time for the Bulldogs. They're going to extend a series. This will be their 4th play of a drive, which hasn't occurred in the first 4 drives.
Must be some sort of issue with the chain game. The Wamego coach is out with the white hat trying to discuss something. Marysville's huddled up.
Well, you know, if I were the Wamego coach, I'd be interested in discussing that assisting the runner rule. You called me for it, and then I just watched 2 running backs slam a quarterback forward. What's the difference would be my question.
Sure. I didn't even think about that, but I don't understand what's going on with the chain game. It's caught on something. So, Jason, you said usually it's 3 preseason games.
Mm-hmm.
Next week is Chapman.
Yep.
It was already scheduled that way, you said, and then they got added to our district.
Yep.
And so the 3 preseason games still exist. They're just not the first 3 games.
Right. So the additional preseason game is in week 6 against Valley Heights. Both of them, for whatever reason, had no district games that week. And then so what you see happen, because of that and because of it being Valley Heights, it's going to be a really interesting dynamic.
Yes.
Tony Trimble, former Valley Heights head coach, left that program 2 years ago, turned it over to his son.
Yep.
And what a tough, I mean, I'm a father of adult children, and one of the most important things in my life is to see them have success.
Yep.
But I don't know if I could do that at the expense of my own success.
No.
So it'd be an interesting night for Tony, for sure. And on the other end, for Cody, not really at all, because he's got nothing to lose. If he goes and beats Dad, hey, that's great.
Yep.
If he doesn't, that's a 1A team playing a 3A team. You're not really having the expectations. And it's not the same Valley Heights that came in here 2 years ago and beat a Marysville team. Those athletes that were there at that point in time have moved on. I mean, Valley Heights, they're going to be an okay football team, but I think the athletes are different now than they were a couple of years ago. So I'm very excited about that. I'm very interested in seeing how that works, and I'd like to get a conversation with Tony Trimble about that. I mean, as we've mentioned before, my son Tommy is on this staff, and I root for Marysville for a variety of reasons, but one of those reasons is because he's the coach. And then, of course, Tony's very interested in Valley Heights for a variety of reasons, but he's going to want them not to have success for that 3-hour period of time. So I'd like to get inside his head a little bit on that between now and then.
It's complete, right? You've been part of something that's got to be similar to that. I have no idea what we've been sorting out for the last 10 minutes, but apparently
it appears to be sorted.
Apparently it's done. So 1st and 10, Marysville. Their first down comes with 7 minutes to go until halftime. Start the clock.
So, Brian, I watched these safeties just creep up. They're only 7 yards from the football, and the one's flying up at the snap. He's probably only 4 or 5. But there's a penalty here on a hard count. Who's going to get called? Defense.
Yep, encroachment. And the stripes over here, he was not too sure whether he was going to throw that flag. That was not a very confidently thrown flag, but it was thrown nonetheless. 1st and 5 for the Bulldogs.
So this is another Tony Trimble philosophy here. You use that hard count. You use that change of cadence and that change of pace to turn 1st and 10 into 1st and 5. There's no play that you can run to gain 5 yards and still keep the first down. So that's a huge play in the playbook.
Yep. Here's your play. End around. It's Rhett. Rhett's going to get another first down.
Yeah, he's got about 9 on that carry. That was just a pure sweep play.
Now give him 8 from the 41 to the 49. First down, Marysville. Oh, we don't have to share lights anymore.
No, we don't.
If he needs lights to do his stats.
3 carries, 8 yards for Rhett at this point.
So Marysville giving Wamego a little taste of their own medicine running to the outside, whereas almost everything Marysville does is between the tackles. Wamego's quite the opposite. Here is that between the tackles. It's a quarterback keeper, and it works.
Yeah, and then basically
6 yards.
You do the dive of the option to the left with Peyton, and then Rook just finds a seam to the right and gets 5 yards there. Good job, Rook, on the ball control. Good job, Peyton, on the fake, and it brings up 2nd and 4.
So part of the lack of success that's happened early for Marysville's offense is setting up all these variations.
Yeah, and the playbook is deep, and it has a lot of variances, but the playbook is all based in the same thing. It's that fullback dive in the option that makes everything else go.
Yep. Here's your 2nd and 4 play. Back to Rhett. Rhett's only going to get a couple.
Sure, but it's positive yards on 2nd and short. You got a very manageable 3rd and about 2.5 here. Maybe not even, about 3.
And very much 4-down territory.
Well, there's no question about it. At this point in the football game, unless you have some sort of sack or a penalty here, this is 2 tries to get this 3 yards.
So, Jason, a lot of times you say a possession doesn't need to end in points to be successful. What does this one need to end in points or not?
Yes, unless it somehow stalls out, but Wamego doesn't touch the football and in the half ends.
Okay. 4.5 minutes to go until half. 3rd and short. Quarterback keeper again.
He got what he needed.
Rook gets upended. He needed 2.5 yards.
I thought that was a pretty bad spot. I thought he landed between the 41 and the 40, and they put it right on the 41, and they're going to take a timeout to measure.
Yep.
6 carries, -1 yards for Rick Williams. 4 carries, 10 yards for Rhett Williams. 1 carry, 6 yards for Will Otot. 5 carries, 3 yards for Peyton Smith. The offense rushing game is not working. Marysville 1 of 1 throwing the football for 8 yards.
That's a pretty good average.
Sure, and you'll see that. I mean, again, I think 10 times a game is a lot to throw it for this offense in a football game that doesn't come down to the edge. It's going to be 1st and 10. Last week they threw it a couple times more than that because they needed to late because of down and distance and time. But there's more throws coming. It's just that they're going to be opportune times. And frankly, this is one of those times. 1st and 10 at about the 40-yard line is a play action, try something deep situation for a lot of coaches.
Marysville finally showing something on offense. Rook under center, quick pass out to Rhett. Rhett catches it, past the 40, up to the 35, up to the 30. We'll see where it's officially spotted, between the 34 and 33-yard line. So big gain, almost 8 yards.
And I think that was forward.
Yep. That's what I decided to go with. So 8 yards brings up 2nd and a long 2.
And that, again, that's just giving dynamic players into space. There's nothing fancy about that play at all. It's take the snap, turn and throw it into the flat. And the key is, though, that the outside wide receiver has got to act like he's going deep to get that corner out of the way and make it a one-on-one play and not a two-on-one play.
Here's your 2nd down play. Peyton Smith up the middle, gets a yard.
Peyton's just getting gobbled up there. I mean, there's just no gaps, and Peyton's going to be a little slow to get up.
Yeah, it's frustrating to get hit the second you're touching the ball. Give him a yard. Yep. 3rd and a long 1.
So, again, this is not a situation where you have to get the 1st down here, but you have to make sure that you don't get anything negative here. Lots of decision-making coming with this play. Colton Shoddy, the near side wide receiver. Nathan Fisher's the far side wide receiver. Something to keep an eye on. Devin Tomer was kind of hobbling around.
Okay. It's just a backwards pass, so it's a run. It's Otot for a 1st down.
4.
From the 33 to the, we can say 29, that's fine. Between the 29 and the 30. But another 1st down for the Bulldogs. How many is that now?
Isn't that 3 on this drive?
At least 3. And this drive is all their 1st down. So 2 minutes and 18 seconds to go until halftime. Marysville down 14-0. Wamego on top.
Hey, let me tell you something here. Marysville's ran 20 offensive plays.
Wow.
10 of them on this drive.
Wow. I thought you were saying 20
No.
on the drive. I'm like, how did they
half
do
of
that?
the offense. Oh, bummer. Backside, unfortunately, number 72, Dakota Slupionic, new to the tackle position, just playing got beat. And Rhett tried to run a play fake and Rook tried to run a play fake and throw something deeper, and he just didn't have the time. Caught him on the blind side. -12. 8? -8.
We called those lookout blocks back in the day. Let the guy go and yell lookout.
Oh, and that's one of those things. In week 5, if that happens, you're going to have some real serious discussions on the sideline.
Yeah.
I mean, he is 4 quarters into his tackle career.
Yeah. You're running a lot of green in front of 20, 15. Needed to make one, and this doesn't quite, but gets down to the 6-yard line, 7-yard line. So from the 38 to the 7, it's a 31-yard play.
This Rhett Williams coming around from that left halfback, slot back position and makes great gains there. Put Marysville now, Brian, with 1:10 to go, clock stop, 2 timeouts in your pocket. It absolutely has to end in points here.
And I'm seeing something I hadn't noticed the whole game. Marysville's got playing with a little bit of enthusiasm.
Right.
They've been dead since the first snap. The quarterback keeper up the middle. He gets down to the 1. 6 yards. I thought he was going to get in. Marysville's offensive line actually made a ginormous hole up the middle.
Clay Center 14, Chapman 0 at half. 38 seconds to go and counting here. Marysville not worrying about stopping the clock just yet. And you shouldn't with 2 timeouts and just a yard to go.
Yep. Don't want to give the ball to the other team with much time. It's caught in the mesh. Marysville,
Yep.
And they need to take a timeout.
I'm not sure why they aren't. Call the timeout. Why would you not call the timeout?
Loss of
There's 2 of them.
Loss of 1.
This makes no sense. What are they doing?
Maybe they have 0. Timeouts left 0. Okay.
Oh, that 2 is okay.
So they switched home and guest. They switched home and guest on us. And we figured that out last year, but
I don't remember them taking 3 timeouts, but okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Yep.
This is now going to be the 6.8. You really can't run the football unless you get in. Yeah, I'm still getting used to the layout of this new scoreboard. I thought there were 2 timeouts for Marysville.
It's 4th and goal, so everything counts. Wamego did a shift just to see if they can get Marysville to flinch, and Marysville flinched. False start. That is drive killer.
That's brutal. This is what happened to them in Abilene. They had 1st and goal from the 10, and they were unable to score it, and that was the difference in the ballgame. Now they're going to go try to put points on the board with Jack Lauer.
Yeah, 4th and 7. We got personnel issues. We don't have a timeout to take.
This will be a 29-yard field goal attempt for Lauer.
Lines it up. Will Otots the holder. Here's your snap. Jack gets it blocked. It's a live ball. Will Otot goes down. You're going to have to give him a loss of 12. So we go into halftime. Wamego 14, Marysville 0. We'll be right back.
At Galloway Wiegers in Brenniger, we're about building relationships one client and one issue at a time. I'm Jason Brenniger, and I invite you to visit with me for any legal services you might have, including probate, estate planning, and trust administration. Advanced planning has countless advantages to your family, including greater control and disposition of your assets and tax issues that might come up. Call for a no-obligation appointment today. Check us out on our Facebook page or at gwblaw.net.
They were fine.
Okay, so we're back.
Welcome back. We're discussing what just happened. So Jason and I the whole time are thinking that Marysville has 2 timeouts when they didn't. And so the drive stalls in a long, successful drive that doesn't end in points that we both believe probably needed to. However, it's a preseason game.
Yep.
It's good to see something positive happen.
And the improvements. And
yes.
Things are getting better now. The turnovers were a problem a week ago. The turnovers were a problem in the first half tonight. Penalties were a problem a week ago. A major penalty right there just a minute ago took points off the board. Those kind of things have got to get cleaned up between now and next week because Chapman is a game that matters. Now, in this game, what we need to address is tackling needs to be better, and needs to be better play in the trenches, frankly, on both sides of the football. The secondary issues that were there a week ago don't seem to be glaring, but, of course, Wamego hasn't really taken much effort to try and take advantage of that.
No, it seems like they're covering passing plays well, but Wamego does have a pass for a touchdown. Let's go through scoring.
Yep.
So Marysville, once again, hosting Wamego. First game at home. Wamego starts off kicking the ball to us, but scores in the first quarter, 2.5 minutes in. Chase Cottom, 14-yard run on their second play of the game. Extra point was good, 7-0 Wamego. Then Marysville finally was able to come up with some stops, and once again, we had some fortunate drops that helped to that. But the next score I have is in the second quarter with 7.5 to go. A 10-yard pass from Colin Donahue to Hagan Johnson puts us to where we are at 14-0. Not a lot of Marysville games that we call are that low scoring, 1 per quarter.
And this is, a second week in a row. Abilene only had 7 at the half a week ago. So stats-wise, Wamego's ran the ball 13 times for 83 yards, taking advantage of the short fields. When they had the long field, they had to punt it. When they had the short field, they scored touchdowns. Porter Smith, the leading carrier, he's got 8 carries for 48 yards. Hagen Johnson has 2 carries for 13 yards. Chase Conham, 2 carries for 22 yards and a 14-yard touchdown run. Colin Donahue, 1 run for 10 yards. Colin Donahue is 3 for 5 throwing the football for 14 yards and a touchdown. He's got 1 pass to Weeks for 6 yards, 2 to Hagen Johnson for 18 yards, or for 8 yards, one of which was a 10-yard touchdown pass. 97 yards of total offense on 18 plays for Wamego. On the Marysville side, 25 plays ran, 16 of them in that last drive, only 68 total yards on the night. 22 offensive snaps have been runs for 52 total yards. Brooke Williams, 9 carries for -3 yards. Rhett Williams, 5 carries for 41 yards. Will Otot, 2 carries for 10 yards. Peyton Smith, 6 carries, 4 yards. Rook is 2 of 3 for 16 yards throwing the football. Both of those completions to his brother Rhett, 2 receptions, 16 yards. Wamego 14, Marysville 0. We'll have second half for you right here on these same stations, right after news, weather, and sports.
Raise your hand if you need more internet speed. It's time to get your hands on much faster internet. Don't settle for yesterday's internet speed when you have a home full of today's devices. Upgrade your Blue Valley Technologies internet speed now to the speed you need and get a $50 bill credit. If you're new to Blue Valley, you get 2 months free and everyone gets free installation on managed Wi-Fi. Visit bluevalley.net/raise your hand today.
Sunflower Community Credit Union recognizes that members' health, both personal and financial, is top priority. In order to make your banking a completely safe experience, they're proud to now offer drive-in convenience, Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5:30, Saturday, 8:30 till noon. Lending can be done remotely as well. Contact their friendly loan officers at 562-3741. New members always welcome. Call, go online, or drop by Sunflower Community Credit Union in Marysville for more details. Caring about your personal and financial health, Sunflower Community Credit Union.
Bremen Farmers Mutual Insurance, providing high-quality coverage and service, all at a competitive premium cost. Since 1888, Bremen Farmers Mutual has offered homeowner, farm owner, business owner, fire, and inland marine coverage. Dependable and affordable. See your local agent representing Bremen Farmers Mutual Insurance. Learn more about the various insurance products offered by going online at bfmic.com.
Farmers, they're the lifeblood of America. The men and women who tackle the toughest jobs to put clothes on our backs and food on our tables. They might do it quietly, but their genuine values and tireless work ethic are an inspiration to us all. Some might say farming is a thankless occupation, so that's why we're taking the time to say thanks. Farm Bureau Financial Services, protecting what matters most.
Patrick Booty in Marysville is your local agent with Marshall County, Farm Bureau Insurance, and Farm Bureau Financial Services. Legacy Carpet Cleaning will give your floors a fresh as new look. Let their team of dedicated professionals tackle your carpet or tile cleaning. Your home feels fresh, looks great, and makes a more healthy environment for you and your family. Call Skylar Price today for an appointment and let Legacy Carpet Cleaning in Marysville go to work for you.
We're at the half at Pat Landahl Memorial Field, Homer Hanson Stadium at the Landahl, what do we call it?
Landahl Family Sports
Complex.
Complex.
Thank you, Landahl Family Sports Complex. And you know what? It is a fabulous complex.
Love it.
The track's done now. The field is awesome.
Love it.
14-0 Wamego here as we get ready to get the second half underway. Friends, I'm going to let you in on 2 secrets. Number 1, if where it says halftime is scratched out, that's no longer the halftime. So I thought we were done with spots. We had 4 to go. So we got through it. We're fine. Second secret, if you haven't been outside lately, go outside. It is different. It is cooling off. You're going to have a nice, cool weekend. Get out and enjoy it. But before you do that, stay with us here for another half of Marysville Bulldog football. It's 14-0 Wamego, but Marysville put together a nice drive. They put together first downs. In fact, I think that was a 16-play drive by my count.
Yep.
And it didn't end in points, and it really should have.
Yep.
A couple of mistakes, a mistake on the, frankly, some sort of execution that caused a long gap. Mistake up here on our part, thinking we had timeouts. They didn't, so they needed to be in a hurry. They weren't able to really hurry, had to waste it down on a spike, and then they went for the field goal because they had the false start. and no points. But, and that's a huge but for a variety of reasons. This game is not out of hand. The outcome is still in doubt. The Marysville defense is going to have to get back on the field and is going to have to do something right away to show that Wamego can't get a 3-score lead here.
You know, you can see the evolution of the coaching staff, of the players on the field, of the players substituting in. The start of that game was ugly. I was nervous that we were going to have the worst call of our lives for 2.5, 3 hours.
Right. It started off very, very Wamego dominant with the Marysville 3-and-out, and then the 2-play Wamego scored, and I thought the same thing. I thought, oh boy, here we go. But it's only 14-0. Wamego does get the football, but I like that if I'm the head coach here. I like to say, look, we're going to give them the football, and we're going to get them off the field quickly, and we're going to show them that this game is going to be about us in the second half.
Absolutely. Marysville did a lot better job with getting some stops. The 2 touchdowns are both on short fields, which you're the stat guy, but they were both 30-yard fields, right?
Yeah, 32 and 36-yard drives were the scoring drives. So this kick and its coverage is vital based upon history to what Wamego is going to be able to do.
You got it.
Oh, a nice cool breeze falls through our little bit of a window crack here.
Yeah, supposed to be, a high of 64 or something tomorrow. Lows way down there.
Yeah, but then climb right back up. I think high 80s on Tuesday and back in the 90s on Wednesday. So it's short-lived, but friends, that's coming around the corner. I'm not even going to pretend that it's not.
It's just a couple weeks still of summer, so let's not forget that.
Lauer tees it up. He's going to go right to left with his kick, as from our vantage point.
There it is. Good kick. Feel it at the 1. Tiptoes the end zone. He brings it out past the 20. Hit pretty hard as he goes out of bounds at the 26-yard line.
I like those big tackles like that.
34.
Brock Comey. Just a sophomore. Love to get those. What you like to have is sophomores on your special teams, because what that tells you is they're athletic and they're football players. But we've got other guys that keep you off the field for a year.
Yeah, when I was a sophomore, the only way you lettered was you played special.
Now we got Will Otot here, who's a sophomore, and you got Dakota Slupionic playing huge roles here.
1st and 10 for Marysville, for Wamego. There's your snap to the shotgun, handed to the tailback. Too many yards on first down. Give him 8.
Well, something really important to look at here. Let's get that ball carrier first. Then I'm going to tell you about
84.
Okay, I'm going to tell you that Peyton Smith is not in the game. He is on the sidelines, and that puts Tremont Hornbeek at that middle linebacker. 9 for Smith on that.
Peyton had some big tackles for loss, and he was doing a much better job of plugging up the middle.
Devin Tomer's still trying to get loose. He's a starting outside linebacker. He should be in the football game, but he's out on the sideline here trying to get himself loose.
2nd and short. Your snap. Handoff again to Smith. He's going to
He's going
the whole distance.
That's going to be 65 yards.
Oh, he's caught.
My goodness. Wow. Effort.
And I think there was a block in the back at the end. 17, is that Colton Shoddy?
Yep. What great effort there by Shoddy.
Wow. A lot of times what you'll see when somebody goes after, saving a 65-yard run, you'll see defensive stance here on the goal line.
So we'll give him 61 on the carry, though.
Yep, 61-yard run. Pete Smith for Wamego having a huge day. Porter Smith.
4 more than the 9 previous carries combined there for Smith on that one. So he's going to be at 120.
Having a career day.
118 yards.
1st and goal from the 4 for Wamego. Handoff, not Smith. Oh, bounce it. Marysville guys were there to make the tackle, but unfortunately Wamego gets in. That was number 26, Mason King. He is a big kid. Listed as 215.
5 and a touchdown there, or 4 and touchdown?
Yep. 4-yard run. Took just a minute and 15 seconds, 14 seconds.
3 plays, 75 yards. Smith doing most of the heavy lifting. King taking it into the end zone.
King, 4-yard run. Here comes your extra point.
Absolutely not. Start.
It is up and good. So it is 21-0, Wamego on top of Marysville.
JD Construction wants to make your dream home a reality. Whether you want to build a custom home, remodel your current home, or add on a deck or patio, JD Construction can handle all of your residential construction needs. They are also experts when it comes to agricultural and residential buildings. For small or large projects, consider a custom building from JD Construction. They'll give you high-quality work while staying on schedule and budget. Contact Jared Smith at 562-5472. From start to finish, it's JD Construction.
United Bank and Trust has been fulfilling the banking needs of families and businesses in Northeast Kansas for decades. United Bank and Trust is always advancing and is excited to introduce a new and improved mobile banking app for your smartphone. Simply search UBT Mobile in the App Store and download. It's a mobile-fast world, and so is United Bank and Trust, the bank for your future. United Bank and Trust, banking for your way of life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to Homer Hanson Stadium. So Wamego drives right down the field in just a few plays and adds on the third touchdown. They're up 21-0 over Marysville.
The injury bug seems to be starting to get the Bulldogs.
Rhett Williams and Will Otot back. It's going to go to Rhett Williams. Caught at the 4. Brought out. Lots of space. He's doing a great job with it. Takes it out to the 27.
So you've got Jondre Walton being tended to on the bench. Peyton Smith does not appear to have a helmet, and that indicates some sort of injury. And Devin Tomer trying everything he can to get something in his lower extremity stretched out good enough to go. But yeah, I think Peyton's night's done just based upon where he's standing, and he's doing so without a helmet.
Yeah, not involved in game plan. He was a big defensive stopper, not having a huge day offensively, but most of his yards are to set up other things.
Yep. That's probably going to put Hornbeak in the backfield as well.
Your first down snap. It's going to him.
He hit at the line of scrimmage. He may be even -1.
-2. From the 27 back to the 25. It is Tremont Hornbeak, 26.
He's a junior.
He's got some experience.
6'1", 185, pretty good size, pretty good speed. He's been nursing a shoulder injury. He hasn't missed any games, but he missed some practice time in the preseason.
2nd and 12 after the 2-yard loss.
Should be 3-5.
I was going to say, that's definitely past the neutral zone.
Great job by the offensive line, even with like 2, maybe 3 Wamego Red Raiders flying across the football. Not even a flinch from that offensive line.
Aiden Heffley was halfway to the quarterback. 2nd and 7 now after the 5-yard penalty. Marysville has no huddle, but it's not a hurry up.
No.
There's nothing fast about it. They finally get their heads down with 11 seconds to go on the play clock. Here's your snap.
Williams in trouble.
Yeah,
Start.
The play was busted. He's able to get out of the pocket and gets it past the line of scrimmage. I don't know what the rules are.
I was just going to tell you, that's new this year. That's the college rule now in high school football, and so it's just an incomplete pass. As long as you're outside the tackle box, or they don't call it the tackle box in high school, excuse me. As long as you're outside the free blocking zone, and the ball goes past the line of scrimmage.
The free blocking zone?
Yes.
What's the thought and definition there?
Tackle box.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, yeah, I mean, my youngest, he is now officiating high school football games at the varsity level out west. Caden, I think, is in Phillipsburg tonight.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
Probably seen a good game there. Fake handoff up the middle and tackle in the backfield. The misdirection not fooling Wamego anymore. They're just blowing up Marysville's offensive line. 4th and long.
Everything they gained on the offsides lost, and then some.
Yeah.
-7 for Rook there.
Yeah. Back to 4th and 12.
So I've resorted to just calling Rook and Rhett by their first names in an effort to try and get it right, number one. And number two, to try to make it clear to the listener, Williams doesn't help much. If you're familiar with the Marysville football team, with Rook and Rep being so involved in the offense.
It makes us correct, though, when we
yes.
So new punter, high and short, lands
out of bounds,
right around the 50. Doesn't bounce too far forward, but Wamego will start in their own territory.
Still, that's good field position. Concern to me, if I'm defensive coordinator Ben Wartenberger, I haven't had success with the short fields anytime. Didn't have success last time with the long field. Need somebody to plug that middle. Hornbeak needs to step up and fill that middle that Peyton Smith has left behind with clearly some sort of an injury. I can't even begin to speculate for you, but I can tell you that he's on the sidelines in full pads, but he doesn't have a helmet on, and it doesn't seem to be anywhere around.
Devin Tomer, the backup punter. Wamego taking over in their own territory. However, they're up 3 touchdowns. Play action pass. There's your throw.
Great catch.
Caught by number 6, Hagan Johnson. Leaves his feet to make the catch. If he doesn't, he's going to pick up more yards. First down throw from the 40, which from the, what was it,
from 48 to the opposite 41, so 11.
There you go. That counting up and then counting down gets tough, doesn't it? We've been doing this for our entire lives.
It's still
and we're
tough.
both decent at math, too.
Yeah. It's just that 50 will get you.
First and 10, need to get to about the 30 of Marysville, does Wamego, and it's pass and catch again. This time he doesn't leave his, well, he does leave his feet to make the catch, but he lands on them, and it's Hagan Johnson with 21. Well, it depends if we said 41 or 40, but he's up to the 20-yard line.
Well, Wamego opening up a little bit here, and I rightfully so. You said, wait a minute, why they're up 3 scores? Why are they throwing the football? Because you got to see what Donahue can do. This is just week 2 of a guy who was expected to play quarterback in what you'd call mop-up duty. In fact, if you look at his position on the roster, it's QB/wide receiver.
Yeah.
So Wamego's going to take a timeout. We'll take it right along with him. 21-0. Wamego leads Marysville. 8:09 to go, third quarter.
Freeze CPA in Marysville has built a heritage of trust and reliability with your accounting, tax, and business advisory needs through the years. Certified public accountant Marcus Freeze, with over 25 years of experience, and his staff continue that tradition of outstanding service to you, the customer, each and every day. Freeze CPA, downtown Marysville.
Whether it's a car accident, storm damage, or a fire, when the unthinkable happens, it doesn't matter if you saved money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance as you. In this moment, what matters is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind you have you covered. Please come see the girls on Broadway at Alliance Insurance, 785-562-2393.
Welcome back to Homer Hanson Stadium. Brian Crott and Jason Bringer bringing you the action. Kind of all Wamego. The second quarter, end of first quarter, Marysville kind of fought their way back and looked like they were going to have a dog in this fight. And here recently they haven't. Snap for Wamego. Handoff goes to Smith. He's going to get 2 yards. So good job on defense there for Marysville.
Halftime score, Abilene 14, Concordia 6. I think I told you earlier, Clay Center led Chapman 14-0 at the half. And frankly, even though Marysville was getting beat pretty well here, it looks to me that, and got beat a week ago by Abilene, Wamego early on appears to be the cream of the crop in the NCKL, and then everybody else in a big old bunch.
Yep. Here's your snap. Play action. Rolling out away from us. Pass is complete. Should be enough for a first down.
Number 33, Duke Timmel out there on the coverage. I bring that up. Duke's a 6'3", 170-pound sophomore. Had a heck of a JV game on Monday night. Getting what that should do is propel you into varsity snaps, and it did.
So Mason King, the reception.
King, the receiver?
Yep. I think they needed 8, and he got 8.
Okay, we'll give him 8 then on the reception.
Somewhere in there. First and goal, says from the 8.
Donahue all of a sudden 6 of 8 for 53 yards.
Donahue gets the snap. Hands it off. Smith going to get from the 8 up to about the 5 to give him 3 yards.
Missed tackle there from the linebacker spot. Dakota Slupionic wants that one back. Had him hit for no gain, wasn't able to keep the wrap. Smith breaks away. So 2nd and 5, Wamego's kind of shown the willingness to throw it down here. They threw a touchdown pass from 10 yards out earlier in the football game. If you wanted to throw in this area of the field, this is kind of the down to do it on. And then you'd have 2 tries to run it if it was unsuccessful.
2nd and goal from the 5. Here's your snap. It is going to be a pass. Jason's in the mind of their play caller. Throws the ball, but overthrown. Intended target was number 6, Hagan Johnson.
Just overshot him. He had him open in the back of the end. It would have been a tough throw. Number one, okay, so he was rolling the strong side, and sometimes that's, even though it's an easier throw, it's more difficult to use the mechanics that you've been taught, and you let your athleticism take over, and that's kind of what happened there, and the ball sailed on him.
What are you talking about? Patrick Mahomes makes it look so good.
Oh, it is. It's as easy as he makes it look.
Yeah. Rolling out and throwing in general is extremely difficult. The fact that they've always got this Donahue rolling out and that he makes some completed passes is impressive. Handoff here on the end around. Smith into the end zone.
Easy peasy there. Five-yard carry. 128 on the night. Smith's first touchdown.
Yeah, he's got a majority of the yards.
Yep.
So that's his first touchdown. 5
Fourth
yards.
different Wamego player to score tonight. Smith, Cottom, King, and Johnson each have touchdowns. 3 on the ground, 1 in the air.
Here comes Fike's extra point. I wrote down 28. Hopefully it's to jinx. It is. Yes, it is. And he misses it. 27-0. Wamego on top of Marysville.
Get away with a shopping day at Reflections Hallmark. Beautiful home decor pieces, scented candles, last-minute gift ideas for any reason, plus Hallmark cards, as well as fabulous boutique clothing and accessories. For yourself, for your home, for someone else. Shop Reflections Hallmark in downtown Marysville. And remember, they do custom picture framing with lots of frames and matting choices. You're always welcome. Thanks for shopping local. Reflections Hallmark, downtown Marysville.
There is a difference.
When we consider a loan application, we also take into consideration a person's character. We don't just run a bunch of numbers in a computer and call it a credit score. People are more than numbers. First Commerce Bank. Experience the difference. Member FDIC.
There is a difference.
Welcome back to Homer Hanson Stadium. Brian Crott and Jason Brenner bringing you some Marysville High School football action.
We're here on KNDY, 1570 AM, 94.1 FM, and of course, just download the app and stream it live. Hey, also, if you're done here, go over to 95.5. Bruce and Max have Washington and Frankfurt over in Washington. I'm not sure of the score of that game, but it might be better than this one.
Yeah, 27-0 Wamego over Marysville. And from a statistics standpoint, which Jason will get to later, it is even more one-sided. Here's your kickoff.
Caught
at the 12.
Got to see.
Yep. Doing a good job weaving his way through traffic. Gets up to the 33-yard line. Good return.
Next week we'll be here. We won't be, Brian, but that team over in Washington, Bruce and Max, will have the game from Chapman. No game of the week next week. Just Marysville Bulldog football next week at Chapman.
At Chapman, and it's not us. Got it.
Yep. And then after that, it's you and me the rest of the way. So,
home or away.
Folks, if you don't like what you heard tonight, just get used to it. There's more to come.
Yeah. 1st and 10, Marysville. Well, we've been doing this for like 6 years.
Yeah.
If they jumped on at the start of this, then they knew what they were getting. Here's your 1st and 10 play. It was supposed to be a handoff up the middle of the Hornbeak, but it wasn't.
No, Rook pulled it, but there's just so much penetration, it doesn't make any difference. I mean, if he'd given it, I think it would have been a 0 game. By pulling it, it's a 3-yard loss.
Yeah, the Marysville offensive line and Marysville defensive line have kind of been getting whooped all night. Wamego's got 3 big boys on the front.
So second half just underway there. Washington 26, Frankfurt 18. Thank you, Lisa. Lisa keeping tabs on us, making sure that we don't screw it up so bad that we fall off the air, and then now she's giving us updates. We appreciate that.
So that is a good game.
Yes.
Second and long play, also blown up.
Big tackle for a loss there. Can't really tell the number. It's number 8, number 4, you say?
Yep.
I think it's number 8.
Well, I'm going with Wyatt Burgess. You can go with...
I think it was Grant Larson.
Grant Larson, sure. They're both 200-pounders.
Either way, minus, 7?
Sure.
So it's 3rd and 21, and it was 2nd and 14. So, yeah, minus 7.
Yeah, it's definitely number 8.
It,
you are correct.
Okay. So not a good night for Rook Williams rushing the football. 12 carries, negative 20 yards.
3rd and long. Drops back.
He's got a little time this time.
He throws and gets hammered. Oh!
In and out of the hands of number 17, Shoddy.
Misplayed the ball. It's going to be Tomer to punt.
And Tomer, you mentioned he's the backup punter, but he's been working on a leg injury, and that's usually his route to run there. And here he is. He's going to have to come in and punt, but clearly he's not fully healthy. Otherwise, he would have been in on that 3rd down play.
Yeah, you can tell he kind of hobbles out there. So, and it doesn't matter if it's your kicking leg or your non-kicking
That's right.
leg.
That's right.
You need them both to punt. Another high, short kick.
And a poor bounce.
Yep. And then when it was favorable, we touched it.
That oblong ball is unpredictable, but great field position again for the Wamego Red Raiders. They're going to start at the Marysville 46-yard line, their 3rd plus field position of the game. They have taken control of this game in the 3rd quarter. It's 14-0 at half. 2 third-quarter scores, still 4:27 to go in this 3rd quarter. Wamego has extended their lead to 27-0.
It was 14-0, but that fails to mention that Marysville was 2nd and 1 from the 1.
And couldn't, right before half.
And failed to get in. 1st and 10 for Wamego, starting this drive in Marysville territory. Quarterback's got tons of time. It's Donahue. He throws it downfield. Looks like that number 6 kid again, Hagen Johnson. He's going to get even more yards.
Just so much time in his own defense, you find a seam eventually.
Yeah. On accident, you'll find something.
So from the 46 all the way to the 18?
Yeah.
28 yards on the reception.
Yep. Donahue gets the snap. Man in motion. He's going to throw again. It's dropped. Incomplete pass.
Oh, coming flying in late there, too.
Dropped by Hagen Johnson this time. 2nd and 10. Donahue really accurate. I feel like some of his incompletions were just flat drops. That one included, and a big one in the 1st quarter. Donahue rolls out. Looking to run this time. He's got some room.
Makes a couple of guys miss and finishes that run pretty hard. I like to watch him play. He's a pretty good football player.
And he's the backup.
That's right. Hayden Oviatt is the Division I Army-committed football player who's out for the season with a leg injury. Or maybe not the season, but extended period of time.
3rd and medium, really 3rd and long.
Just a 2nd carry for Donahue. Timeout taken by Wamego. We're going to take it right along with them. 27-0. Wamego leads. 3:30 to go, 3rd period.
You love farming through the good times and the bad, and you hope and pray your investments will pay off. Some of the risk factors you can control and others you cannot. That brings me to the importance of risk management. I'm Dave Savage with Blue Valley Insurance. With the right insurance plan, your farming operation will be protected against the loss affecting your crops, livestock, equipment, and property. Manage your risk with the help of Blue Valley Insurance in Lynn, Greenleaf, Hanover, and Marysville.
For reliable trash pickup and roll-off service, call on Temps Disposal. Containers sized to meet your needs for residential, commercial, and construction jobs. Always prompt and professional, Temps Disposal serves Marshall, Washington, and Gage counties. Let them go to work for you. If it's their weekly collection schedule or one-time pickups for construction, moving, or cleanup, Temps Disposal in Marysville is a phone call away at 785-562-5360.
Welcome back to Homer Hanson Stadium. Brian Crott and Jason Brenniger here. Wamego up 27-0, threatening to score again inside Marysville's 15-yard line, but they've got a third and medium. Donahue gets the snap. He throws it
wide open.
Yeah, right at the goal line, called short. So from the 14,
caught him.
22 caught him. Down to the 1, 13 yards.
13 on that.
First and goal now for Wamego.
8 of 12, 94 yards for Donahue.
Donahue reads the defense. He's in shotgun. He gets the snap. Hands it off. Hard running effort there by Mason King. Earns himself a touchdown. Mason King with a 1-yard run.
Second one of the night. King's got 2 carries, 5 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Really?
Yeah, I think they like him around the goal line.
Yeah.
And there's reasons for that. That's a big boy. I think we mentioned that earlier.
Yeah. 215 is what he's listed at.
And just a junior.
Here comes your extra point try by Fike. I didn't mess it up that time. Snap. Kick is up. Kick is good. It is 34-0 Wamego on top of Marysville.
Napa know-how.
Locally owned, locally operated, your Napa Parts store in Marysville offers Napa parts and accessories, plus the tools, equipment, and supplies you need to get every job done right the first time. The right tools at the right price, plus Napa know-how. From your locally owned and locally operated Napa Parts store in Marysville, Enan's Automotive.
Napa know-how.
Stuck in a state of falling behind, struggling to keep up with your kids, your finances, your insurance, your life? Then let State Farm agent John Bannister help you simplify and get to a better state. Because with John handling your auto, home, and life insurance, you'll have more time to handle everything else. Call State Farm agent John Bannister, 1022 Broadway in Marysville today and get to a better state.
Welcome back. KNUR Radio, bringing you Friday Night Lights here at Homer Hanson Stadium. Brian Crott and Jason Brenniger. You know, at halftime, it was nearly 14-7, and Marysville showing some promise. And here in the second half, it's been all Wamego.
Yeah, the adjustments made at halftime allowed Wamego, instead of getting that 3-and-out or even not scoring, scored in 3 quick plays and really hasn't looked back. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown in their last 3 possessions.
Fight kicks it deep.
He's got a boot on him.
Yep. Fielded right at the goal line. I think
that should be Rhett.
Rhett Williams.
Barely to the 20.
Good coverage. Marysville struggling to find blockers.
In special teams, on offense, the offense has been 3-and-out every single time except for 2. One was because it was a 1-and-out and a fumble, and then the 1 16-play drive. Everything else has been 3-and-out. And this is now the 8th possession for the Marysville offense.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Handoff inside.
Nope. Pitch to Rhett.
Pitch to Rhett after the fake handoff inside. Fooled at least me, maybe some others.
Well, and that's the point of option football. You're supposed to be fooled from time to time. And if you're fooled from up here, the idea is that the kids on the field get really fooled. That hasn't been the case so far yet tonight.
Well, the penetration is
yeah, and you get that credit to the Wamego defensive line. And number 47, Jake Meyer out there. Number 63, Bennett York. Bennett York's a sophomore. Wow. 250.
Yeah. Looks every bit of it. Here's your snap. It's a pass. Completed to Will Otot. 4 yards on first down and 3 yards on second down. Brings up 3rd and 3, which is where Marysville wants to be.
Yes.
Not 3rd and 13.
Broke down 3 of 6 for 20 yards. Unfortunately, combine that with his running, he has a combined 0 yards in 18 plays where he's either been the runner or the thrower. That's a recipe for no points on the board is what that is.
Yep, that's exactly right. Growing up, we used to get in a lot of trouble for climbing on the wall, and I look down, and my oldest, who's celebrating her 8th birthday, just got in trouble for climbing on the wall. So
some things never change.
Some things never change. Marysville play flips to the end around for negative yardage.
So from 3rd and 3 to now 4th and 6 and have to punt the football.
So give -3 to Will Otot.
Just nothing working for this Marysville offense aside from that one series. And again, in that one series, they went 74 yards, needed 75, but it took them 16 plays to do it. And here we are punting yet again for what will be the 6th time in 8 possessions.
Backup punter because Peyton's injured. This one gets a little more favorable than
but not what you'd like to see from it. And then, I don't mean from the punter, anything he did or didn't do, but sometimes that ball will hit nose down and go flying 15 more yards. Sometimes it'll do what it did there and hit flat on its belly and just kind of bounce around a bit. So another great starting field position for Wamego at their own 47. Wamego went touchdown, punt, touchdown, 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 touchdown.
Up 34-0 over the Bulldogs. Minute 22 to go until the end of the third quarter.
This has been a long third quarter, and even longer if you're a Marysville Bulldog football player, coach, or fan.
Yes. Yes to all those things. I have nothing to add. I believe we have a backup quarterback in for Wamego. Handoff inside. Number 31 is the new quarterback. New runner as well. 35 the running back.
Kason Hall is your quarterback. Tate Warren is your running back.
There you go. Thank you. Tate Warren. Kason Hall.
Give Warren 4 there. Hey, a big shout out to the Marysville Junior High football team, victorious this week at Fort Riley, 52-0 in the 7th grade game, 34-0 in the 8th grade game.
Nice. Handoff again. Same combo.
You know, I'd like to give all the credit to head coach Scott Brown, but he's got some amazing staff.
Will you?
No, I was actually thinking of Skylar and Brian, who do a great job.
Yeah, okay. Very nice. Always good to go down to Fort Riley and make sure to secure those wins.
8 hours from departure to re-arrival, though.
Sure. Checking in and out of base sometimes takes a little longer. Do they make you get on and off the bus?
Nope.
Oh, that's good. 3rd and 5. End around number 33.
He's going to lose 3 yards. 33 is Chase Johnson.
Just keeping the statistician busy. Not sure who was in on that tackle. Maybe Colton Schott. He ran to his side for sure.
Well, and I did see number 26, Hornbeak.
Yep. Who stepped in earlier for the injured Peyton, and we got a timeout. We're going to take it with him. 34-0 Wamego on top of Marysville.
When you rollers send for Schroller.
For complete body repair, see Jeff at Schroller Collision Center. A family business for several generations, let Jeff and his quality crew help you with your auto needs. Schroller Collision Center, 701 Carolina, 562-3546.
Kickafer and Bussing, certified public accountants in Marysville and now in Seneca, are qualified and available to assist you with all of your income tax and accounting needs. Stop by and visit Ken Kickafer, Kent Bussing, or their staff of certified public accountants and paraprofessionals. For prompt and friendly service, contact Kickafer and Bussing at their 2 locations, 1100 Broadway in Marysville at 562-2100 or 508 Main Street in Seneca at 336-2400 to set up an appointment. Kickafer and Bussing, where quality begins.
I'm sorry, Brian. I was just going to say a very big thank you to all of our Marysville Bulldog football boosters. It's because of your dedication to the programming that we're able to continue to bring this week after week. It is kind of a blowout here as we start this fourth quarter, 34-0 Wamego, but Wamego is going to punt it away here, 4th and 7 from about midfield.
Wamego has their backups in the game. 38's your punter. Fielded. Oh, it's dropped. And tackled right away at the 17.
Just right through the breadbasket there of Rhett Williams.
Oh, is that who it was? Yep. So
able to fall on it, though, and retain possession. Marysville will take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
So Wamego has their backups in, but Marysville, other than the injuries, because we're missing the people anyway, but otherwise it's starters.
You know, there's a ton of unwritten rules about that, and I think that this is the right way to do it. Look, if it's 41-6, Marysville switch out. But because they've got that 0 on the board, you're going to keep your ones in and see if you can get a score.
Yeah, if your offense is struggling to get going up.
That ball's out.
And they've got their starters in against backups, and they're still bobbling the ball. That was Williams to Williams. I'm sure that's helpful. No, that is. If I say them both right.
That's right.
Yeah. Gain of 1.
Gain of 1, and we're going to credit it to Rhett.
That is correct.
So
Brooke Williams, quarterback, hands to Rhett Williams.
Fullback now is Tremont Hornbeek. Tremont's a junior. He's clearly the backup. Peyton Smith is the starter. Had a ton of carries a week ago. Had a lot of carries early in this ball game, but he's out with some sort of injury.
Quarterback keeper heading to the sideline.
Brooke couldn't quite get his corner turned before he got knocked out of bounds. Gain of 3, maybe 4.
Yep.
We'll give him 4 because that sets him at -16.
You know, ran to the long side. That could go a long way.
Yeah, you're right. It was short side of the field. Marysville's going left to right on your radio dial. Do they still have radio dials? Everything's digital, isn't it?
You probably have a radio dial somewhere, Jason, but the rest of the world does not.
Fair enough.
When I listen to Marysville football, which I do almost every game that I'm not calling it, I just tell my smart home device to play KNDY radio.
So left to right on your smart home device.
There you go.
That's a big play.
So Williams, and this time he cuts up, and I think he should go outside. But good play nonetheless.
Look, I've coached a lot of football over the years, usually to the younger kids, but I think it's true at the high school level too. When in doubt, go out.
That's not a young level. That rule is still applicable when you're, a professional.
Yeah. So, and the reason, the other way I always say this is all your money is outside the numbers. I mean, you don't want to go there when the play is designed to be inside, but when it's designed to be a wide play like that one was, you want to make a move inside and then get outside the numbers and beat everybody to the corner.
Yep. 1st and 10, Marysville. Handoff.
Nice run. Hey, he's going to be on it. Out.
It's a good
recovery. Very fortunate recovery.
Looked like a Treyu running out there.
Yeah. So give him 17 on that since it was recovered. It's going to be right at midfield. Shoddy, the man on the spot, to make sure Marysville retains possession.
What are the rules there? Can you give yards to Shoddy?
I don't know. But this is my pencil and my paper, so we're going to go with Hornbeek.
Well, on my pencil and my paper, I'm writing down Colton Shoddy.
Colton Shoddy with a save there. Of course, the outcome of the game is not in doubt. Wamego is going to go home victorious. But the issue is this: you're playing for pride right now. You want to win every play you can from here on out.
And dang it, your seniors better score against a bunch of friends.
Oh, boy.
But that didn't look good.
The same problem continues to occur. That was a sweep to the far side of the field to Will Otot. And as he's catching that sweep pass, there are 3 Wamego Red Raiders in his lap. And that means guys up front are getting beat and beat badly.
Yeah, I noticed some polling linemen missing some blocks.
Well, it's, teaching a lineman to pull is very difficult of all the nuances. You get him out on the edge and he sees a smaller player, he can go do that. But the issue is that you cannot run by somebody who might make the play on your way out there.
Yep.
And that's a difficult nuance for a lot of guys to pick up on.
2nd and long to pass.
No time.
Rhett is able to make some people miss. Signals for, I think that's his brother, tells his brother to block somebody, and he does not.
And
but first down run either way.
He's got pretty good wheels out there.
Yep. 6 plus 14 is 20-yard run.
That's going to get him in the positive yard category. 14 carries for 4 yards for Rook Williams. A rough night.
and very much a busted play, so good job by him.
For sure. And he had people in his face right out of the chute. And again, that comes back to the front five of the Marysville offensive line, not able to contain the front 4 to 6, depending on what linebackers are coming or not coming, of the Wamego defense.
Yep. Marysville in motion. Fake handoff upside quarterback keeper.
And that was the wrong motion. Somebody was wrong. That was option to the right side, and Will Otot was optioning to be the pitch man on the left side.
Yeah, and they're now arguing in the what was supposed to happen. Now we'll look and see what the next play is. Good job of Rook making 2 yards out of nothing.
Well, in its finest setting, that is an okay to a good play on first down in this offense, especially on the plus side of the field. There's no harm in that.
But you want to see plays called run correctly.
Correct.
This one is ran correctly. Handed off to a tailback, Rhett Williams. He's going to go for 34 to the 20, 14 yards, and a first down.
Rhett, 9 carries, 69 yards. If you want to find a bright spot for this Marysville offense, that's it.
Well, I will also tell you, Schaefer, who's listed as a tackle on my sheet here, is playing right guard, and Slupianic is right tackle. They actually moved the Wamego line for the first time maybe tonight.
Yeah, Noah Lupin is out there at the left tackle now.
At left tackle, yep. So the right side of this line doing a good job. Handoff inside to Hornbeek.
That was a nice job
For
into the hole.
5.
That was the 10th play of the drive. Give Hornbeek 5. He's got 3 carries for 20 yards. Now, one of the things that he does have is he's put a ball on the ground, and he needs to make sure that as he's getting these yards and fighting hard for them, and he's got the football covered at all 3 points.
Man in motion. There's your snap. Handoff inside to Hornbeek.
5 more.
Give him the first down or right at the chains. To me, 5 plus 5 equals 10, so first down.
It should be first and goal just inside the 10, or no, just outside the 10. They're going to have to measure this to see. I mean, honestly,
goodness, just make up.
Well, and that's, you know, you would like to think on a non-crown field with every yard marked, you could look over and tell, especially when it's right on the 10.
20 to the 10. Did he get to the white chalk or not?
If it was halfway between the 10 and the 11, I could get it. But they're going to get it right, and they're going to call it first down. And frankly, if I'm Tony Trimble, I'd rather be 3rd and inches than first and 10 from the, or first and goal from the 10.
There's lessons to learn from either.
Well, yeah, at this point of the game, you're right. Sure. Just as a general rule, give me 3rd and inches over first and 10.
So you can get 3 yards and have first and 7.
Correct.
I mean, I follow your logic for sure, but nothing wrong with a new set of chains and force them to get 10 yards. I have no issues with that.
Yeah, at this point in the game, you're right. There's lessons to learn everywhere, and what you're going to really learn is that who has said, well, this game's over, we've got beat, I'm done, and who has said, hey, I'm going to play till this clock is 0.
I don't like that 0 on the scoreboard as our score. Great run there by Rook Williams, dragging 2 younger classmen down to the 4, 6-yard run.
I think that was a busted play, too. That if nothing else, the mesh point was off. And you got to figure it would be. As I mentioned, Hornbeek missed some practices in the preseason, and Peyton Smith is your number 1 there, and so you want to get him as much reps as possible. You know, frankly, I think the number 2 is playing at that right tackle right now. I think Dakota Slupianic was the number 2 in the preseason at that fullback spot.
Oh, jeez, wow. They're dealing with some stuff, aren't they?
Yeah, Thomas Barron's out already coming into this game. Peyton Smith has been out.
Yep. Quarterback keeper.
He's in.
No blown mesh, just a touchdown. Officially on the scoreboard. No, it's got to be 4-yard run.
Yep, it was 4.
Fourth quarter, 5:53 to go. 4-yard touchdown run, Rook Williams. Jack on for the extra point, and once again, personnel issues. Marysville has a lot to figure out here before we start district play next week. 34-6 as we sit. Extra point pending. This one is good. 34-7, Wamego on top.
Haymakers like you told us what they want from a self-propelled windrower, and New Holland listened. Visit Can Equip in Marysville and see the result. The high productivity, high precision, high performance Speed Rower Plus, featuring the industry's fastest speeds, drive-by wire controls, PLM solutions, and our most comfortable ride ever. It'll help you mow more hay in a day faster and with greater precision. Stop by Can Equip in Marysville and put big new pluses to work in your hay operation.
It's service you can always trust at Sink Gordon & Associates in Waterville and Marysville. Their experience in all matters of farm, business, and individual income tax planning and preparation, estates and trust, accounting and payroll services too. Call Chad Parker in Waterville at 363-2263 or Aaron Wright in Marysville at 562-3858. Sink Gordon & Associates, comprehensive and innovative accounting in Northeast Kansas since 1946.
Clock ran. So, hey, Brian Trott and Jason Brenniger back here at Homer Hanson Stadium, Pat Landau Memorial Field at Landau Family Sports Complex. Marysville removes the 0 from the scoreboard, 34-7. Wamego all over. But really, it's just the tail of that third quarter. You know, the first half could have easily went in 14-0.
Yeah. 14-7.
Or 14-7.
Clay Center beats Chapman 24-0. At the end of the third, Abilene 21, Concordia 8. So you got to like the idea that you've got Clay Center, Chapman, and Concordia left on your schedule, and you got to believe you can compete with all three.
Absolutely.
But frankly, I think the number one foe that Marysville football has faced so far this season is Marysville football, and they need to get that fixed.
Yep. Jack Lauer with the short kick. Oh, is that a shoe?
The tee. the tee went farther than the football, and I'm serious about that.
And Jack is limping off.
Well, I think he might have got a lot of turf on that.
I didn't even watch the ball. I don't even know.
Well, it was a higher kick, and he didn't get it the way he wanted to get it, but recovered by Wamego. They're going to take over 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line.
Is that intentional? Was he trying to?
Yeah, I think he was supposed to get that popped up into the air and get it high and give them a chance to recover. Instead, I think he kind of got a lot of turf.
Yeah.
And I think the limp is more about, man, that hurts when you kick the ground, and not if there's any real injury. At least let's hope.
Sure. He is not cleared for contact anyway. I don't think he will be this season after the broken neck last year. End around number 80 for Wamego is absolutely destroyed in the backfield.
7 steals. He's the ball carrier. Good job by the Marysville defense. Still mostly, no, I would not say mostly, a lot of 2s out there.
Yeah. Was that Rook, Williams, or Will Otot that with the initial hit? I didn't see. They were both
out there.
But I think it was Rhett with just a huge release of frustration on the end around. 2nd and long. And I like the Trimbles keeping them on the field. They got a lot to learn. There is no reason to rest them. They got a lot of experience that they need.
You do have some 2s coming in now. You've got Nathan Fisher, who's been playing a lot of offense due to Devin Tomer's injury. Some freshmen coming in now. In comes Grant Hafley.
Yep.
Number 7, Devin Mathis, senior, doesn't get to see much varsity time. Also, I saw out there Jacob Dankenbrink. He's number, what number is Jacob? I saw him out there.
Colton Shoddy comes in for
Jacob
for
Red
Williams.
Number 11, Ian Dattamore in the game.
Wamego snap. Handoff. Number 35, I think I have him marked as Tate Warren. Deep into Marysville bench is the tackle, but gain of 5.
36, Grant Hafley in on that, along with a couple other guys.
Soft Warnbeek was there. Colton Shoddy was there. Number 4, Jacob Dankenbrink was there.
Will Otot back at the free safety. It's going to bring up 4th and long. I stopped keeping the stats for the Wamego offense. We're not interested in what their second team, maybe even third team guys are doing with the for ones against Marysville. Otot back to return this punt. I'm looking forward to seeing him out in the open field. Very athletic young man.
Mm-hmm. Wamego set up the punt. There's your snap. Good punt. Fair cock. At the 26, maybe some room to run. I probably would have tried, but it's totally different when you're back there and you're looking at Wamego and you don't know how long it's going to take for them to get there. And better to catch it than let it hit the dirt.
Oh, for sure. But, Will Otot, he's a varsity football player as a sophomore, didn't play in the JV game. He's full Friday nights, but that would have been an opportunity for me. I would have said, okay, I'm a sophomore. I'm going to show what these guys I can do with the ball in my hands, not just being on the field. Rhett Wartenberger is going to come in and be your quarterback. Rhett is a 5'9", 190-pound sophomore. Rhett, one of two quarterbacks playing the JV game on Tuesday this last week. Keegan Waters is the other one. So we may see both of them, but I doubt it with 4:14 to go. Hornbeck's still in the game. Otot's still in the game.
Oh, we got a flag.
That's Tristan Schaefer at the other halfback where Rhett was. False start.
A lot of extracurriculars coming from the room behind you. I keep looking over at you, and I see them over there.
Shenanigans.
Yep.
Shenanigans next door.
They're having fun. Good for them. Your snap from Marysville. Good hard run up the middle.
Just like to see Hornbeck do that with some consistency against the team's ones because he has had a pretty nice night statistically.
Yeah, he's done.
5 yards on that. Well, 5 carries, 30 yards.
Yeah, he hit that. He hit that hole really hard. Of course, the starters were getting blown. The starting offensive line was getting blown deep into the backfield, so that really wasn't even an option. And see, now they're making piles, and look at it. They're able just to run right around him. Good run by Hafley. Good job by this backup offensive line. They've been standing watching, the guys above them get their butts kicked. They're now excited to hit somebody.
Well, an opportunity to show the coach, hey, look, I can do this under the light.
Mm-hmm.
Waters will come in and play quarterback here. I think the future at quarterback in Marysville is probably Will Otot, but these young guys need to get developed.
Yep. Keegan Waters, option our way, pitches it.
I don't think Graham Hafley ran the right play.
Yeah.
The pitch man should have been Tristan Schaefer, but Graham Hafley got it.
I was thinking the same thing. Usually the fullback doesn't go on a...
just 1 yard there. Go ahead and run a play here. I don't think you punt. There's no reason to punt this football. See if you can get 3 yards and keep your offense on the field to finish out the football game. But
2.5 minutes to go. Marysville down 34-7.
Alternatively, if you punt it, which they're going to do, then you don't give Wamego the short field if you don't get it.
Tomer went out thinking he was punting, and the second team had other things in mind.
Yeah, I think that's Jordan.
Oh, that's not.
This, that's why you go ahead and just run a play. That was going to,
Well, you said it all.
Mm-hmm.
You said it all.
I mean, look, the down and distance says, and the position on the field says punt. But it's 34-7 with now 2:13 to go in the football game with a discombobulation of some twos and some ones and who's the punter, who's not the punter, who's the snapper, who's not the snapper, and then you end up with that being the result. It's not very surprising to me. And you're running a play, you've got a 50-50 chance. And now here you are, Wamego's first and goal from their Marysville 7.
Now the backups have backups, and they're not sure who. So Marysville needs to take a timeout. We're going to keep it right here. Wartenberger heads out on the field to sort out who the personnel will be for the final 2 minutes.
So, the facts of the matter here is that Wamego, they had a great goal line stand right before the start of the second half. That momentum carried over after halftime. Wamego came out, went boom, down the field, touchdown, and then they did it again as Marysville couldn't get anything going offensively. And the game got away from Marysville. But the league championship's out of reach now. You take that and push it aside and you say we're still undefeated in the district. We've got a district game in 7 days.
Yep.
Let's get prepared for that, and let's make sure that we can get Chapman beat. I believe they're beatable, and I believe Marysville, again, a lot of the things I see here are correctable.
Yeah. And Marysville looked really good there at the end of the second quarter. See if they can get a defensive stand. Here's your snap. Handoff. That handoff goes to Warren. Kason Hall is still the quarterback. Tate Warren, the running back. Most of the plays for the backups have gone through Tate Warren. Second and long, or second and goal from the 9, I should say. Minute 45. Marysville did just break the zero a couple series ago, so it's 34-7. Otherwise, all Wamego. End around is number 81. Makes a guy miss at the line of scrimmage. Races for the corner. There's a
and bring it back.
Flag in the backfield. Number 35 tackled somebody else. That's Tate Warren.
I think he tackled Jacob Dangenbring.
Yeah, which is not allowed. Block in the back. I saw the Marysville jersey go down, so no touchdown. Was he going to make the tackle over there?
I don't know. I mean, he was in position to do so.
Sure. So we'll say yes.
Harder to get much farther away from me on the football field than that play was.
Yeah.
I sit at about the 46 of the west end, and that play was in the back corner on the opposite side of the field in the east end zone.
2nd and 16 for the Wamego backups. Kason Hall still quarterback. Hands it off.
Good open field tackle on that backside.
Yep. Tate Warren was the runner, was also the one guilty of the block in the back.
That was Spicer on the tackle. He's probably the one lone starter still left out there. Hornbeek's still in the middle, not a starter, but played a lot of varsity snaps due to the departure of Peyton Smith. I don't know that I see Peyton anywhere anymore.
Third and 16.
He just took a knee.
Oh, I was like, what happened there?
Yep. So that's going to be the ball game. We will take a quick timeout to collect our thoughts, kick out the intruder, and we'll wrap this thing up right after this. Wamego 34, Marysville 7, that's your final.
Sunflower Community Credit Union recognizes that members' health, both personal and financial, is top priority. In order to make your banking a completely safe experience, they're proud to now offer drive-in convenience, Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5:30, Saturday, 8:30 till noon. Lending can be done remotely as well. Contact their friendly loan officers at 562-3741. New members always welcome. Call, go online, or drop by Sunflower Community Credit Union in Marysville for more details. Caring about your personal and financial health, Sunflower Community Credit Union.
Honeyman Auto Sales and Service. Drive by or check inventory online at honeymanauto.com. You can even schedule a test drive online as well. With lots of choices, Honeyman works to make yours the best buying experience with customer service a top priority. Competitive pricing, knowledgeable staff, and superior customer service right here at home. With a full service shop and a selection of both cars and trucks in all price ranges, see Honeyman Auto Sales and Service, East Pony Express Highway, Marysville, today.
Welcome back. Conclusion of the first home game for Marysville ends not in Marysville's favor. Wamego gets the win 34-7. Brian Crott and Jason Brenner brought you the action tonight. Jason, what do we see?
Well, the dominance by the Wamego defensive line and occasional dominance by the offensive line. I thought that Marysville defensively front guys had a lot more success than offensively front guys. There were just Wamego guys in that backfield all day. And, you know, the big thing also is that right before half, the second time in 2 weeks, Marysville had 1st and goal inside the 10 and came away with no points. And is it a bigger deal this week than last week? Absolutely not. Last week's probably cost you the game. This week, the way that the second half unfolded, I don't know that that's the case, but it sure was a huge momentum shift.
Yeah, you can't play the woulda, coulda, shoulda, but you take the third quarter out of this, and it's a 14-7 game.
Right.
Marysville knocks in that touchdown at the end of the first half. Marysville can stay in this game.
And again, I think the biggest thing for Marysville football right now is to fix Marysville football. Mm-hmm. It's not necessarily that it's outrageously broken.
Nope.
But you got to eliminate the penalties, you got to eliminate the turnovers, and you got to eliminate the big plays on the defense, and you're going to be fine. You got a foe next week that I think you can go after. Chapman got throttled today by Clay Center. And so and that's a big game for you because that's a district game. 24-0, Clay Center beat Chapman. So
what was Wamego whooped up on Clay Center? Right?
Yes, they did. And so you've got to believe that Chapman's a winnable football game next week, and you just got to go out and do it. You got to put this all aside, and it's up to Coach Trimble and his staff to convince these young men with a lot of senior leadership that hey, that's the past is past, and we're going to go after it. One thing to really consider though. Where's Thomas Behrens and his health? Where's Peyton Smith and his health? Where's Devin Tomer and his health? And we also saw John Dre Walton getting some treatment, and we saw Jack Lauer limping. So that's 5 right there off the top of my head. Porter Sparks also, who doesn't necessarily play a big role offensively, but he was a special teams contributor. He's out for an extended period of time. So those injuries can really bog you down, but you got to have the next man up theory.
Yeah.
Next man up, and Hornbeak really did that. He had a nice time tonight running the ball. I am not going to do the stats tonight for you, not because I'm lazy, but because I don't want to.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a very, very clear point of clarification there.
We're sparing the listening audience.
Very good.
Yeah.
So why don't you run us down the scoring and we'll get on out of here.
First quarter started off with a Wamego Chase caught a 14-yard run, 7-0. Extra point was good by Noah Pike. And that was it for first quarter scoring. Second quarter, 10-yard pass from Colin Donahue to Hagen Johnson. Extra point was good. 14-0. Marysville drives all the way down to the 1-yard line with no time left on the clock at the end of the first half. Fails to convert, fails to get any points on the board. We go into half 14-0. In that miserable third quarter that I just mentioned, we have 3 touchdowns. Mason King with a 4-yard run, Porter Smith with a 5-yard run, Mason King with another 5-yard run, 4-yard run, and then a 5-yard run. 20 points scored by Wamego there in that third quarter. And fourth quarter, Marysville leaves their starters out just to erase that 0 from the board. We get a 4-yard touchdown run. Quarterback keeper Rook Williams. Extra point was good by Jack Lauer. Got to 34-7. Now it's time to the drawing board to get ready for the real season, right?
Marysville falls to 0-2, plays at Chapman next week. Bruce and Max will have it for you. Brian and I will take the week off. Thanks to Lisa back in the studio. Thanks to all of you listeners. Thanks to the boosters. Thank you, Brian. I'm Jason Brenniger, and we'll see you next time. Everybody have a great weekend.
At your service 24/7, on air, online, and on our mobile app. News, weather, sports, and more. Yours from KNDY.